What's up, everybody? How's it going? Oh, wait, let me do my little mic thing. How's everybody doing? Welcome in, Woolbed, Oshik. How's it going? Get started in just a minute. Okay. It is new items, creator updates. Auto cropping on clips. I saw something where there's like a auto clip creator or something. I don't know who gets access to that. Thank you for the posture check. Ugh. I don't even know if it's out yet or if I just saw like it's about to come out. Let's go take a look though. Oh, I didn't even see some of these. You have 0 copyright strikes. Yeah. Yeah, new emotes. We'll do more too eventually. And I want to set up like we did with the achievements. I want to do the same thing for our sub emotes. I think we can just use that same system and just swap out what icon it's using. So yeah, I definitely want to do that too. So we will do that eventually. Yeah, what is this clip? I can't hear it. Why? Is it muted? It's not muted. I don't know why I can't hear it. Here, I'll view it on... Is that ad? God. Why is that my name now? Okay, yeah. Anyways. We got... Nice, yeah. We got... Yeah, it's pretty epic. Yeah, I think we unlock some more slots for our emotes, which is pretty epic. I don't know if those will go away. Not gonna lie. So we might lose slots. We have another animated slot, another standard slot, so it might be something where like you get to keep the slots forever. Because it shows here, like if we look at our panel, the next if we hit 40 sub points, we get another standard emote and another animated one. So it is nice that those expand over time. The only thing though is the free ones never expand, so you only ever get 5 of those, which is kind of a bruh moment. But that's okay. Anyways, let's go get started on things. So I want to add in a bunch of new synergies because we only added the couple freshwater ones. We need more now. So let's do that, shall we? We're going to go to the synergies table, which is actually just in global right now. I'll probably move it out into its own thing eventually, just because then it would make global smaller. There's quite a bit of tables in here. Luckily none of the code changes because it's just accessed the same way. Hey, El Paper Astro, welcome in. How are you doing? Yeah, somebody asked, I think, in the Discord what fish and chips mean. Unless somebody got their... Oh, yeah. Right there. Okay. We're good. Alright, so we got all these different synergies here. I want to do some freshwater guys. Or not freshwater, saltwater guys. Because we don't have any of those right now. I definitely want to do one with some of the new coral reef guys, right? Ally fish, common starfish. and also ball sponge. And we don't have like a freshwater crab, or I keep saying freshwater, like a normal crab. I need to add in a ghost crab and then put this in the synergy. We'll call it Friends of Sponge. Yeah. Yeah, all good. How about you? I'm doing good. Just tired. And tomorrow I'm gonna have to get up really early, which is gonna suck. Yeah. I gotta get up at like 7. Which I know sounds like not that big of a deal, but think that I hydrate. But I don't get up at 7. I usually get up at 3. So I'm losing out on a lot of hours of sleep. 7 is like when I go to bed. So, it's gonna suck. I'm gonna close all these tabs. Too many. I was gonna change the color of the puppy, but whatever. You can close out this. No, do not save it, because I already have it saved. Oh. Okay, this one's good to go. Vertical capsule. Fishing handle. Fishing reel. Alright, and then this document. So, Friends of Sponge would make sense unless I add in a crab. I still don't know what crab Mr. Krabs is, but the ghost crabs look awfully similar. Because look at this. He's got like the eyeballs even. You know, I feel like it's got to be a ghost crab. And there's like a red ghost crab, right? This one. The red ghost crab. So I feel like this is Mr. Krabs. It's gotta be. It looks just like him. So I think we'll add this one in. It's very weirdly. I don't. Is this actually their eyeballs, or is it like a false eye? You know. I don't know. Ugh. Tubular goals. Their eye stalks possess styles, right? Everyone hit it on edge, so I finally switched. Oh, were you on edge before? What did you switch to? Alright, let's add in the red ghost crab. So he looks kind of like this. He's pretty small. Alright, it's gonna be like this. It's always really hard to draw these guys because they're just so small. Alright. Has some legs in the back. And he's gonna have these white eye stalks. And he's gotta have his claws. And the other claw on the other side. Does like obscure the legs in the back, but that's fine. Let's see here. A little bit of highlighting. Okay. I switched to Opera, but I used it before and didn't like it. I don't know why I wanted to switch to Brave or ATB. Might as well make my own browser. I think making your own browser is quite an undertaking. So, but yeah, that's cool though. One I'm really waiting on. Let me hydrate. Is the Ladybug browser or Ladybird browser? I mean, it's just not ready for Windows yet, but they're still targeting an alpha for Linux and Mac. But this one seems really cool because basically it's completely rebuilt from the very ground up, you know? I'm so tired of every browser is just a Chromium browser, you know? It's all Chromium. But this is finally one that's not Chromium. So hopefully it'll be cool. But it's been really interesting reading all the devlogs and stuff they've been putting out, you know, just like learning about what they've been doing. All these sponsorships too is really cool and promising. It's like clearly there's financial support there. Just talking about like they've got downloads set up, that's pretty important. Browsing history, some developer tools, media playback stuff. It's been interesting, like watching them, like they have to go through like and fix things for specific websites. There's like so many issues, and it's not like because they don't know what they're doing. It's just because the website is the internet is a mess. Like there's so many different, also like right here, you know, they're going through and like doing specific stuff. Thanks for the hydrate. Very poor. Thank you very much. Just like some random crossword was messed up, and they're like, yeah, we fixed that. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm excited for it because I want a better browser. I'm really tired of Chrome and all the garbage that's in it. Something also I know that like Ladybird is doing is they're a non-sponsored browser. Like they do have sponsors, but I don't think they're including like advertising in their browser, because I've seen a lot of browsers that are like, we're a free browser. See, no monetization deals, no search deals, crypto tokens, all their crap, you know? That's the thing I'm excited about, because I'm so sick of like, I go and find a neat browser and then it's loaded with all these like sponsor deals all over the browser, you know? It's just dumb. But this won't have that. And they have a lot of sponsors. So hopefully that'll help keep them financially afloat. But we'll see. I don't know how much money they're making right now. I mean, to become one of these, so it runs for a year. So they have 3 platinum sponsors. So that right there is $300,000. And then 3 golds, another 150. So we're at 450. All these silver sponsors. So I mean, it's a lot of money. It's not really that much money when you talk about the realm of software engineering, but still. Also, Raymo's welcome in. How's it going? How many people are working on it? Small team, so no specific numbers. Team size stable for now. Ooh. This has been updated, I think. I don't remember them saying this before. They were like, we'll figure out Windows later, but now they're like, it is working in JavaScript engine, so very soon it will follow in time. Bird sponsored by Big Boy Games Official. If I had money. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be awesome if I could just have it on mobile too. Yeah, alright. Sponsorships are just unrestricted donations. There's no like... It's also built in a C++, which is cool. C++ is epic. But now as a... Oh, okay, so they don't use C++ anymore. They're using Rust. which is nice. Because Rust is probably even better than C++. C++, like, even though the language sucks to program in, it is a good language for performance and stuff, so that's why, like, Minecraft Bedrock runs so well. But I think that's also why it's so buggy, because the developers have a hard time with it. But yeah, I hope to see this come out eventually. There is, like, a GitHub repository. It's open source, right? You can just view the source code. But there's a lot of activity on here. A lot of stars. So hopefully we'll see things go well. I want to learn C++ eventually, because then I can use practically any engine. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I think you can do C++ and Godot using GD extension. Like if you go in here, there's like this GD extension C++. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. A whole bunch of stuff in here. Yeah, GD extension is cool. I know there's like so many that you can do. Because there's C++, that's the officially supported language. But there's so many others that like just people have made. D, Go, Nim, Rust, Swift, Odin. So you can program with Godot in Rust, theoretically, if you wanted to. Which is pretty wild. So yeah. And then you can just use Rust. That's another great thing about Godot is like you can literally use whatever language you want. I don't think other engines have a system like this. Like I don't think you can do that in Unity. Unity, I know there's C#. There might be other languages in Unity, but I don't know. But I know in Godot you can do like a billion different ones. I thought I also saw one for Java. I don't know why anyone on Earth would do that, but I thought I saw one. I don't remember what it was called, but I don't know where it is anymore. Anyways, let's continue. They have like eyes. They're basically like this. I don't want to overcomplicate the sprite because it's so tiny that it's like it'll just quickly become a mess if I start adding in too much detail. So this is probably like where I'll leave it. Fill in the claws. I think I'll get rid of the pupils there and just go like that. I might possibly move this eye over. Sort of like that. Just so there's a gap between the two. That'd probably be fine. Make sure that's got the claw there. This goes behind the body, actually, so really we'd see it more like this. Like this will just be dark. Right, because it's behind the body, so... And mouths on crabs are just so weird. They have like a weird, like, thing in the center of their mouth. Then like this weird little, like, I don't know how to describe it. They have these like little like things on either side of their mouth, you know? But it's not like teeth. It's basically like this. It's just weird. I'm gonna actually move out the claw to be the same like orientation as the other one. Something sort of like that. Maybe you'll even see a leg back here, I don't know. What would that look like? Doesn't really make sense perspective-wise, we'll get rid of that. fill that in. Let's see. I'm no longer switching to Godot because GameMaker is very nice and they're adding JavaScript, TypeScript to C# native 3D. Okay, okay. I mean, that's fair. Teach their own. I always say the best engine is just the one you like using the most, so if you're still enjoying GameMaker, then that's totally fine. I'm very glad that I moved away from it. Just because, you know, at the end of the day, it is a closed source engine. So there's nothing you can, that's never going to change. But okay, I think this guy's pretty much good to go. I might put this leg down a little lower. Sort of like that, maybe. Maybe just keep that there. Oh, and then I messed this up. Alright, I think this is good enough. That's basically how they look. Let's do some funny outlining though, you know. Here, we'll get some of that. So actually, if I have that set up, then maybe we could do the eyes. But the eyes are so thin and tiny in an actual ghost crab, like, it just doesn't even look good. I think we'll avoid that. I'm also going to actually do some semi-transparent pixels there. Maybe one there. I think that's good enough. So let's go put them in. Dropped a sub. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's very epic. 14. Okay. Save this as red ghost crab. Alert in. Sprites. Fish. Let's go add it really quick. So now I can say down in here. I might say sponge and friends instead. Instead of friends of sponge. I mean, it is an open source, but you can use community add-ons. I mean, yeah, it's fair. There's pros and cons to every engine, right? What are you using to draw? Like, what software? I use a Krita. It's a open source drawing program. I think it's really nice. People always like, I also recommend it like using Asprite. Asprite is probably better for doing pixel art, but I just, I like Krita because I can go from pixel art to other non-pixel art stuff easier. I don't have to have like a separate program for everything and learn 2 programs at the same time, so. But yeah. Again, like I was just saying with engines, I think I would just pick whatever tool works best for you, right? So I think I am gonna make this guy rare. Unless I want to make him like legendary. I don't know how rare these guys are in real life. They don't seem to be that legendary. They're just kind of a normal guy. We'll add in more legendary guys eventually. I'll just make this guy rare, probably. Coral Reef Saltwater Crawl. Seems the cucumber. That's probably about right. And then description. I guess we'll need a Mr. Krabs quote now. Funny. Money, 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 money. Sure. And that has the commas there. I closed the tab. I think it did though. Money, money, money. Oh, that's when he just says money over and over again. Yeah, yeah, sure. All right, so he's added to the game. Let me go. Oh yeah, also I have to say in the additions now, I added 18 achievements. Added the Sponge and Friends synergy. All right. Save that. So let's add another synergy. I want to do more saltwater synergies. Just get a couple of these going. Hey, 4-star Yelp review. Welcome in. How are you doing? So let's think of our saltwater fish. The only two saltwater zones we have right now is the ocean and the coral reef. Everything else is freshwater. So we have... I want to do some actual, like, fish and not just, you know, whatchamacallit, the pot creatures. So let's think about what would work there. We could have one that's, like, giants or something, you know? That would be a really hard one to do, so I'll probably make the multiplier good. Well, I don't know if I need to, because they're already, like, valuable in and of themselves. This is the good thing about synergies, is that it means that smaller fish and synergies just naturally make for better synergies, because you can do more of them or have more fish in the tank with them, which is good. I want the big fish synergies to purposely be less powerful, so hopefully people understand that, and they're not going to be like, why? You should make the big synergy worth more. We'll see what happens. So yeah, I mean, we could do the Goliaths or the giants and then have like all the big guys. Tuna fish, stuff like that. Hey, Two Socks, welcome in. How's it going? And specifically, this is like salty giants. So we'll have stuff like the whale shark, the whatchamacallem, the moa, and then the tuna fish. I think that'll work. I think those are our biggest saltwater guys. Yeah. How we feeling, boss? I'm doing good. Just working away at some new synergies right now. I want to add in a bunch more, so I'm just trying to kind of think. I need to look through the items table and just look at all our different fish. I'm adding in a couple more saltwater ones. I also do want to do more freshwater ones too, so probably do that one. The Rudd. What if we did one that's like actors, but I need more fish like that. Rainbow trout, northern pike. Maybe like all the long fish, like the northern pike and the eel and stuff, you know? They're very long. So like, what would the name for that be? That makes me think of the term like landlubber. But like long lubber. Well, I guess technically landlubber then person who's unfamiliar with the sea, so it wouldn't make sense to call them long lubbers and then put longfish. But it's kind of a vibe. So it'll probably be okay. Northern pike, the eel, and probably also the electric eel. I do have the oarfish, but that's a saltwater fish, so it doesn't work. We'll do long lovers because it's a vibe. okay. And any fish that has like 4 fish in the synergy, I'll probably do that as a 1.5 times instead. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Alright, what are some other combos we could do in here? I want to have a nice mix of both freshwater and saltwater. We've got beta fish. We could do like some aquarium fish, you know? Right, because we've got like a lot of these guys that wouldn't ever be in an aquarium. It just doesn't make any sense. But then stuff like the goldfish and stuff all makes sense. So we got the goldfish, the whatever his name is, beta fish, and the Corridora. Yeah, that could work. So let's just call this like something staples. Like hobbyist staples. And staples not in the sense of a staple, but more in like the sense of the word. Like a commodity, right? A standard, like necessary, a staple of something. It's like like an iconic thing. So yeah. Am I spelling that right? Yeah. Alright, and then that'll have the goldfish, the beta, and the Corridora. Those are all very iconic, like, fish to have in your tanks, you know? Goldfish, obviously, beta fish, and then Corridoras are, like, a very common, you know? Very common fish to have in your tank. I see these guys all the time. So I do want to add in more aquarium fish eventually. One I've been meaning to add forever is the archer fish. It like spits out water. They're a tropical fish. I don't know where they live. I thought I saw they do live in yeah, freshwater streams, brackish waters. Looks like they're more of an Asian fish, but you know, they're tropical. They would probably live in the jungle. The jungle doesn't necessarily have to be strictly limited to just the Brazilian Amazon rainforest. You know, like it can be any jungle. Making an opera game strip. I don't know why I absolutely hate Game Maker, but especially because I'm too lazy. I mean, that's fair. I was kind of in that boat for a long time where I'm like, I could switch, but it's too much work. But eventually I bit the bullet, and I'm very glad that I did. Hey, Mossville, welcome in. I just played Tiny Aquarium for the first time. Pretty fun game. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing that game around. It's like, you have like a little tank. This does remind me a lot of Fish Tycoon, because you've got like the eggs and the potions that you buy and stuff. It really does feel like a modern version of that. And then you go out in your little boat or something, I guess. Yeah, it seems cool. I didn't realize you also have a sponge. Yeah, the arowana. Yeah, one of these days I'd like to try out this game. If it goes on sale. It sucks that my, like, brain for this stuff is... like, I would never spend, almost $8. I'm gonna wait for a sale. I'll add to my wish list, though, so I get notified. These 3D models. Yeah, I noticed that. It's kind of interesting. They use, like, 3D models with, like, still like a pixel art texture applied on top, so yeah, it is probably a good way to display fish, because one of the challenges with Lured In is like trying to get all the detail in a 2D image, you know, and some fish are very dimensionally interesting. Like if you look at just this turtle, for example, like his side view and his like front on view is like vastly different, you know, and it's really hard to replicate that with just a single 2D image. So definitely is a good reason to use 3D assets. Though the downside to 3D models is I'm sure it takes much longer to add in new fish, right? And that's one of the reasons I made Lured in 2D instead of 3D. The thought did cross my mind, you know, to make it 3D. I was like, well, I could. But it just would have been a much longer process. I don't think I would have been able to finish the game in 6 months if it was a 3D game. So I decided like, I'm not going to do that. I want to add in the archer fish as a new fish you can catch in the jungle, because I've noticed like the jungle is one of those places that feels like it doesn't have very many. So let's go add this guy really quick. So he's very tiny. Oops. And his mouth comes to like a point. Almost sort of like this. He's even smaller than a goldfish. Yeah, his head is pretty pointy. I'll have to make sure I can get all the detail in here.
BTW, after I discovered you and Lured in, I started noticing the obsession of people over fishing. Everyone loves fishing.
Yeah, everyone
Once
loves.
we release the farm game, everyone, still to this day, everyone are asking to add fishing.
Yeah. It is interesting how it's so like widespread. I don't know like why it's just such a popular mechanic. I mean, I can theorize reasons, you know. I think it is just a really fun, like, especially for a game like that, like, it's a good, like, sort of passive mechanic to play with, right? And yeah, I do like fishing. I think fishing can be sometimes really boring, so it, depends on how you go about it. But yeah, it is fun. I think it's just a really good, like, sense of progression with fishing and stuff, you know. It's like you can upgrade your equipment and stuff. I mean, it depends on the form that it takes, but it's a fun little mechanic. It is also like a little bit of a joke to be like, you know, this game is terrible if it doesn't have fishing. People really like their little funny jokes. But it is fun though. Let's see, I need to do... Let's do it darker. That's pretty much it. It's really hard to replicate this guy's size and everything, because he's extremely small. Archerfish size, they're like... Oh, are they way bigger than I thought? 6 to 12 inches? I thought they were like little tiny guys. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, shoot. Is that how big they are? It's just every image I see, they look minuscule. And then I didn't realize they can get up to a foot. Okay, they're not as small as I thought, so we're gonna redraw them. Yeah, the common one reaches up to 12 inches, which is this one. It's an interesting name. Yeah, so this is the guy we're adding. Alright, let's redo him. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, coding their behavior would be a lot more complicated too. Plus, they have breeding, which sounds like a huge scope problem to me. Yeah, that's a whole thing. It doesn't really make sense to breed fish with each other unless they're the same species, but A lot of games do that where they have like breeding systems, but it's you breed with other types of fish, and it doesn't make any sense. Is Lured In a play on LinkedIn? What is that? Is it like, I think I've seen like games that you play on LinkedIn. Is that what you're talking about? So this archer fish would probably be like this size. He's like a decent size, actually. And he's pretty streamlined. Need a better image. Let's see. There we go. Sort of shaped like this. His tail fin isn't as big. It's actually not that big. It's more like that. Okay. Oh, no, I mean like a wordplay? No, it's not. It really has nothing to do with that. I just called it Lured In because we were trying to find a name, and it's like basically I wanted it to be fish related, but still like a pretty easy name to understand. You know, so it's like the act of like luring something, you know? So it's like you're lured in because it's like the game is so good that you're lured in. You're lured into lured in, you know? If that makes any sense. Let's see. Now we can do have his gills. Oops, remove that. Eyeball. And there's like the stripes. Think of hydrate. Doesn't make sense, but anything? No. No. It's not my name, guys. Okay, that's a bit better of a size. The other one was way too tiny. It's like a baby variant. Get rid of it. Yeah, I didn't realize they got so big. I guess I just looked at them and saw a really tiny one, and instantly I was like, okay, that's how big they must be. But then looking around at more, it's like, oh, they're actually like not that small. So, okay, we're at a good spot here. Outlining is tricky when you have things in a fish that are black, but I'll just double up the layer. And that'll be fine. All right. We'll do some 50% opacity here. Boom. Let's outline this. It does have a very slight curve in the back, but I can't really replicate that with pixel art right now. Okay, let's do that and erase that. There is a little bit of like a transition here into the bottom fin. I don't know if I'm going to be able to replicate that. Not really. That's close enough. Okay. I think that's pretty good. His eye is actually pretty big, honestly. So I might go ahead and do his eye. He does have a slight like green vibe. Like it depends on the fish. They're all slightly different. Like this guy. He is mostly silver, but like a tiny hint. I think on the top it gets a little bit more green. Really depends on the lighting you're looking at him in, you know. Like this one, you can kind of tell there's like some color shifting happening a lot more. But otherwise, mostly silver. That guy's not looking good. It's so hard to tell what the actual color of fish are because not only is every fish a different color, like of the same species, a lot of times there's a ton of color variation, but then also like lighting is vastly different in every tank. And so it's like almost impossible. He's a funny guy. But yeah, he sort of has like a golden iris. I'll have to make it like shiny and stuff, you know? Maybe just go yellow and then maybe a little bit of like shading underneath it. I don't know if it makes sense to do that. Not really. Okay, I think this guy's good enough. His head is pretty up. I might like shift his body down. It's hard to say what I want to do here. I still want it to have like a point. But we could do this. Move that pixel like that. It feels a little bit more balanced. Yo, area math again? Let's freaking go. Yeah, that's pretty good right there, I think. All right, let's go save him. Let's see, Pamela Pink. Oh, almost said that wrong. Pamela Pinkley, welcome in. How's it going? Let's resize canvas. So this will be a new guy inside of the jungle region. Just a little tiny goober. Oh yeah, also I forgot over here. It's gonna change the outline color. But then it'll turn black again up in there. Okay. Might do like that there. All right, save it as archer fish. Oops. PNG. All right, so that guy's done now. Back in items table. Jungle. I'm gonna put him next to the piranha now. Ally fish, archer fish. Archer fish. It's not gonna say watch your fingers now. So he spits out like a stream of water, I guess is what they do. Yeah, they shoot down land-based insects. That's why they're called an archer fish, because they like shoot an arrow, right, in a way. So I don't know how I would put that into a description. What is this? This is like the inside of their mouth. Okay. And they have like, interesting, beach salmon. They must have some specialized organ for doing it then. Archerfish rare? I don't really know. I don't think they are. I don't know. They don't seem to be super rare or anything. How do I describe them? So he shoots a jet. I would consider them rare. They're relatively expensive aquarium fish. Well, yeah, it depends. Like the rarity, the way it sort of is like, are they rare for the region that they're in? Because every region that you go to, the fish get more and more expensive, so they are already expensive to begin with. I guess it's like saying, is it more rare than like a piranha would be? How common are orchard fish? Very common in the wild, right? So it wouldn't really make sense to make them rare then if they're super common. What are we comparing them to? Piranha definitely more common than archerfish. Well, let's like assume that we're in a region where they're both, you know, their most dense population, right? Rare and big chain stores, of course. So it seems like they're pretty. I mean, let's see if I can find like. It doesn't really say in Wikipedia how common they are. It just talks about how many species there are. A rare fish, like for example, I would say is like typically like a endangered fish or one that is actually rare. So like an axolotl is definitely a rare fish, right? So yeah, it's hard to say. Because, you know, they're critically endangered, so, like, yeah, they are rare. Finding one out in the wild would be pretty hard. Yeah, I'll probably make this guy common, but I will eventually add in another rare fish, probably, to the jungle. We'll see. You know, the question depends on what you need to fill rarity-wise. We already have a rare fish in the jungle. I think the thing that we need more of is common fish, because it just feels like you only catch piranhas ever. So I think it makes sense. All right, then how would I describe him? They have a built-in. They're like a super soaker. Biological super soaker. Arapaima would be a great legendary type. Arapaima right now is rare. But yeah, I mean, it could be. I don't know if they're extremely rare to find in the wild. I know they're the largest fish, largest freshwater fish. One of them. They have declined in the native range due to overfishing. Okay. Yeah, I mean, usually legendary fish, I pick, like, ultra rare fish. So the two that we have in the game is the pupfish, the Devil's Hole pupfish, which is the rarest fish in the world. Because there's only one pond that they live in, out in the middle of the desert. This pond right here, that's the only place they live in. So there's like 90 of them. So that really does make them quite rare, quite legendary, I would say. But yeah. And then the other one is a catfish. It's not a real fish. It is a fantasy fish. A lot of those are fish. Well, they're amphibians, you know. I just classify them as a fish in the game, but they're a species of mole salamander. So let's look at what those are. Yeah, I mean, they're just amphibian, right? So they're along the lines of like something like frog is an amphibian, right? Advanced salamanders. Salamanders. Amphibians. So like frogs, salamanders, newts. Frogs are the most typical amphibian that we think of, right? You know, basically guys that live in the water and on land. Though I'm pretty sure axolotls only live in the water. I don't think they actually have... I don't know if they have lungs. Thank you for the hydrate. Much. Frog. Axolotl. Yeah, see, it's interesting because they retain their gills in adulthood. So they are, like, I don't think they can live on land. I'm pretty sure they have to be in the water at all times. So, whoa. But yeah, they lay eggs. All these, like, salamander types. There's a lot of different... What is that guy? Oh, it's eggs. There's a lot of different kinds of salamanders and amphibians and stuff. A lot of them are probably frogs. Cane toad. Fire salamander. Yeah, any creature that, like, either primarily lives in water or whatever, like, counts, I think, in Lurden. One I have been wanting to add for sure is, like, the pink dolphin inside of the jungle zone. And this could be a legendary fish, probably. Right. Just because they're cool and crazy. And I imagine they are endangered, you know, so there's, like, a reason there to make them uncommon, at least. And they're smart, so I think you could kind of assume that it would be really hard to catch one of these guys, because they're not just going to munch down on somebody's fishing rod. But yeah, they're very, very interesting guys. So I think this is probably going to be the plan for the legendary fish in the jungle. So yeah, I do want to add him. Let's see. What about lungfish? We can look at what those are. Lungfish. Oh yeah, these guys. Yeah, they can breathe air. Very interesting. Where do they live? Africa, South America, Australia. Okay. So all over the place. Could add them to the jungle. Yeah, I do definitely want to do the pink dolphin. We probably could do the pink dolphin right now. They are pretty big. How big is the pink dolphin? 8 feet, up to 400 pounds. So how big is the arapaima in comparison? 9 feet. What about weight? LBS. Arapaima weight. Up to 440 pounds. So they're basically the same size as an arapaima. Which is interesting. But yeah, I would like to add one of those guys in. Can we add anglerfish? I do want to do those guys. One of the next zones I think we'll tackle. I don't think I'm gonna have time to get it done before launch, maybe. But I don't wanna push things too close. But I want to do a deep sea region where we can have a bunch of those guys for more than 40 years. It's crazy. But yeah, I want to do yeah, where it's just a whole bunch of deep sea guys, anglerfish, like deep sea squids, and also probably like a sperm whale, you know, because they live in deep ocean, stuff like that. These guys are weird. Their teeth are like black. Aren't they like pink or something because they eat tons of shrimp or something? Like, why are they pink? Oh. Males tend to be pinker because there's more frequent trauma from intraspecies aggression. Okay. So, I guess they, hurt each other. Sometimes. but they form like social bonds and they hunt in parties. They're pretty smart little guys. Dolphins are very smart. So this is where they live. Habitat. Trained dolphin. They have like a bump on their head. Sneeze head. 140 pounds, same size as my ex, yeah. It's crazy. Hey Enrico, welcome in. How's it going? Yeah, new synergies. Yeah, we already added in a bunch, just kind of going through, and I think we'll probably draw this guy right now, the Amazon River Dolphin. I just feel like adding him in. This one I don't think is real. That's not a river dolphin. This is a bottlenose dolphin that is just pink for some reason. So I think it's just an edited photo. Because bottlenoses have like the smooth, like snub. I think they might also be called snub-nosed dolphins. I might be wrong. No, they're just called bottlenose. But yeah, these are the iconic dolphin that we think of, you know, when we think of dolphin. Wish we could add one of these guys in too. Wouldn't be opposed. Though I wonder if it becomes inhumane. Add in a fish like a creature like this. He's not really a fish, he's a mammal. Yeah, they live out in the open ocean, oceanic dolphin. So we would add them to the ocean area. It would be cool. They are really big. You don't think about how big they are, but it's pretty big. But yeah, this is where they live. Open ocean. So, and I'm sure a lot of coastal areas and stuff. Well, yeah. Yeah, there's so many scary deep sea fish. There's so many. Also, like, one of the ones I'd love to do is like a Japanese spider crab. Like, these guys are insane. They're scary. But yeah. Maybe pink is their natural skin color because they don't need camouflage. Probably not. I'm sure they're like the top predator where they live, you know. Apparently they're the largest species of river dolphins. There's different kinds. There's so many. Yeah, I guess I'll just call them the Amazon River Dolphin because there's a lot of different variants. There's all these kinds. Okay. Biosonar. Isn't that insane that they can do that? River dolphins have very small eyes. They do have pretty small eyes. The fact that they can just send out they have an organ that just goes and sends out a sonic wave and they can echolocate. Like, that's such a weird ability to have, I feel like, as a creature. It's kind of awesome. Imagine like the pipeline and evolution to develop something like that, you know? Like, how does that even accidentally happen in nature? This is kind of insane. See, when C# gets added to GameMaker, should I keep using GML or switch to just C#? It just depends on what language you want to use. I'd also double check and make sure that like it's actually going to be fully supported, because sometimes secondary languages like that, like, you can use them, but they don't have all of the features implemented, so I'd double check on that. Do they actually have a hump like that? That's pretty weird. But yeah, you could use C#. It just depends on what you like using more, I think. Oh, I think a fin. I see. Okay. It's not an actual, like, hump. I think all these images make it look like it's a hump, but I don't think it actually is. This is just like a fin. I mean, they do kind of have a hump, I guess. You can't find, like, a good image. This is the figurine. I could search side view. Yeah, I don't know if that's accurate or not. Pretty weird. See, that's what I imagined they'd look like, but I don't think that's accurate. It looks more like a bottlenose. I don't know if that image is real. Obviously, it's not a real photo, but... are there synergies with saltwater now? Yes, there are. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of new ones. I'm gonna add some more after this, too. I just want to add this guy in really quick. Because I feel like the jungle out of all our regions feels a little underdeveloped in terms of the fish you can catch there right now, so I want to add in more. We already did just add in one a second ago, so... Crazy. I feel like pink would be bad camouflage in an ocean. Well, these guys live in the Amazon rainforest, so I don't think the pink is actually like... I mean, the thing is they live in waters that have a lot of tannins from leaves and stuff rotting. So I don't think camouflage actually really matters because it's really hard to see down there anyways. I think that's why they probably use echolocation to find their prey, because it's probably impossible to see them down there, right? So we got an ad going, my apologies. You have whale sharks and they're huge. They are quite big. Yeah, Oregon is crazy. Sperm whales have the biggest, most developed version of it. Yeah, it's wild. I'll respond to all that stuff after the ads are over. Alright. Well, I guess they have like that sort of weird hump, sort of. It's more of like a fin than it is like an actual hump, it seems like, right? It's like... I think it's just... This one doesn't have very good shading, so it looks like it's a part of their body, but I think it's more of like a dorsal fin or whatever they call this. Right, this is an actual one. Which, hopefully they're not eating or killing that one. Their mouth is weird. But like they have a curve, but they're not like, clearly it's a fin, not like a, not some weird like, yeah, hump on their body. Anyways, let's add them in. So they're pretty big. They're basically about the same size as the Arapaima, so let's just go copy the Arapaima size. Right here. Boom. Right. Then we'll add them in. They do have a really long nose. I don't know if that counts as part of their size. Sort of, probably. But we'll see. So this is what their mouth is like, right? And they have like this like hump on their head. Something sort of like that, basically, right? We can keep working on. Need a good spot to put this reference. Okay. So let me keep looking at some images. Make sure I'm doing them justice. Ads are almost over. Okay, and they curve a little bit more down than this, right? They do have that hump. Trying to find a good image. It's really hard. And their mouth is really long. So they have the hump there. Kind of goes like down a little bit there. And their whole body. It's like thickest in the middle, so make that change here. All right, ads are over. Sorry about that. But yeah, synergies do stack. So if you have multiple synergies in the same tank, then they multiply each other, right? So it is good to have as many stacked up as you can. And that's one of the reasons why smaller and less valuable fish actually are better with synergies in a lot of ways, because since they're smaller and way less, you can squeeze more synergies into the same tank. So that's kind of one of the big reasons I added in synergies, because it's a way to make the smaller, less valuable fish actually like worth it. So let's bring this up a little bit more, because I have to add like a tail at the end, right? Because they've got like this. And then they've got, I guess this is about the right size. They're maybe a tiny bit smaller than this. Well, let's see. They're slightly longer than Arapaima, probably just because of their mouth, because it's so long. So it does kind of make sense, I think. Because they're usually like 9 feet, where the Arapaima is 8. So I think it's okay to make him a little bit longer. But he's going to be about the same weight. So I feel like this is about right. Let's do the mouth. So it's all along here, and they have a tiny eye. Very small eye. They're mostly, let's see, I need to look at another image. So they're pink on like the bottom, it appears. Usually the top of their head over here is like gray. And I can't dog. What? Oh, there we go. Thought I just went insane for a minute. I was like, thought I was perceiving the pink is gray. I don't know. What made you want to do this game, and how do you motivate yourself? I've been wanting to do a fishing game for a long time, honestly, just because I think it's always fun. I've always liked fishing mechanics and stuff in games, so this is kind of like something I was always planning on doing someday. Yeah, I ended up going like the incremental route just because I also wanted to make an incremental game, and they're kind of fun to do, honestly. So that's why I decided to do that. But yeah, staying motivated, it is hard to keep yourself motivated on stuff. I think really it's just more of a matter of like discipline than anything. So just the experience of making other games, I know what needs to be done and stuff, and so it's just like telling myself, all right, this is what I'm going to do, whether I feel like doing it or not, So they have like 2 lines here. So they have like one that's in the back, like another little one there. Okay. And you know what? Their mouth or their like head is really set down more like that. Okay. And also, can you give an example of a synergy? So for example, we've got one with like all the carp-like fish, which is called like carp kids or whatever. It's basically just a specific collection of fish together that give a bonus, when you pair them up in the same tank. So it's just a way to make the less valuable fish worth more. So, because then what you can do is pair them up, right, with your expensive fish in the same tank, and it ends up making the cheap fish actually like worth it to collect and use again, right? So that's the whole point of those. But yeah. Would you like to make any other fictional fish other than the catfish? I wouldn't be completely opposed. I don't want to like do too many, because you know it can start to get a little goofy if you do that. But I could see doing more. I think it just depends. I have to just kind of stumble upon the right concept, right? But yeah, eventually I could see doing that. So we'll see. If anyone ever comes up with a good idea or I think of something, then I'll probably explore that. And eventually I might do like, you know, a whole new zone or something that's just non-real fish, fantasy fish. We'll see. I don't know for sure. Let's see. Need to make this stuff like shiny. They are pretty shiny guys. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do the lighting because I don't really have another really good pink color. Alright, this is... So I might make them just that color as like their dark color. Then highlight with the pink. But that might be too dark. They're not that dark, you know. You look at this guy and he's pretty bright. So I don't know. I'll probably just have to use like light gray. And then sort of anti-alias with pink. I think we'll be okay. Looks weird now, but don't worry, it'll be normal. And then on the main body area, right, it's gonna all be sort of shiny up here. Same with like the top of their tail fin. Okay. I don't know how shiny I want to make them. We'll see. Let's see. Oh, you're saying mic is a little low. It might be... I have this weird issue with my audio processor where I have to like hit the power button and then it like resets the volume. I don't know what's going on with it. It's stupid. Whatever. Fire would have synergies with wind, not water. I mean, it's true. We don't have wind or fire in the game, but yeah. How did you decide how big to make the game? So easy to just keep adding stuff. Yeah, it is really, that's like one of the hardest parts about game development sometimes is keeping your scope in check, right? Because it's so easy to start entering that realm of overscoping. You know, it happens all the time. So it's a lot of practice, I would say, you know, just I've made games before, and so I sort of have a good understanding of what would constitute scope creep. So that always helps. I think the more games you make, the easier it is to deal with that kind of stuff. But it's always hard, for sure. But I would really just think, like, ask yourself, like, truly what is important for the game, you know? And what are, like, the features that you think the game would be severely missing out on if you didn't add them before launch, you know? So stuff like that, I think, matters a lot. I think it's always a good idea to spend time and really, like, take a look at the project as a whole and go through and make those decisions, you know, periodically. Deciding, like, okay, I think this thing is not that necessary and cut that out. I always try and, like, think of, like, what is the most minimal version of this game that can exist, you know, and still kind of fulfill what I want it to be. So that's always, like, something I'd recommend. It's basically defining your version of the MVP, minimum viable product. So, my game, the fish are based on folklore creatures like fairies. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, definitely. It's just a case of doing all that stuff, trying to simplify things as much as possible. Okay, I think this is pretty much good to go, and then we'll outline it and continue. But yeah, it's really hard. That's like usually the number one thing that is hard as a developer, right? Is making sure that you don't accidentally bite off more than you can chew, especially when you're a solo developer, right? Like when you're in a larger team, that's not as much of a concern because there's people there that can kind of pick up the slack. But when it's just you, you are the only force getting this project done, you know? So if you overscope and do things that are too big, then the project will suffer. So you do have to be really careful. I'm going to shift this whole guy down. Get him out of the way of the other one. Okay. So they do have like this slight little like pattern here you can see. That might actually just be because of the net on that guy. Let's look at one of my other images. They are very wrinkly. They have a lot of these like wrinkles on the side, and also back here there's sort of like an indent, it looks like, so I need to sort of do that. And then it looks like it's like brighter down on this side of it. Sort of like that. Okay. I need to go through and anti-alias all this stuff. Alright, we're getting there. So they have this hump and then like another one here. So I might move this forward. Kind of have this like act as another segment. It's something maybe like that. Or maybe just have the 2 pixels there. It's hard to say. Well, really, it should have a gap then. We could make this work. Yeah, I'll anti-alias that out later. Are you still working on Starground? Is the game you're thinking of? And yes, I am. Still doing that in the background. We're gonna, after Lured In comes out, which is only in a couple days, I'm really gonna cycle back to Starground and try and get that finished. Just because, man, it's been a shackle for me for a long time, you know? I'm like trapped with Starground. I don't really want to work on it anymore, but I have to finish it, you know? That's the truth. So I've got to keep working on it and trying to get it finished. But I hope I can stop working on it soon. Let's see. They have like a... See what I'm seeing now. It's like... Yeah, this will work. Okay. We're getting there. They have some more wrinkles here. Around their fin. It's pretty hard to replicate, though. One thing that I did in like the Mola Mola, they have this kind of like leathery skin, and I put in just these little like divots in the highlighting. And I think that really helps kind of give that vibe that they're like leathery. Seems like a weird thing, but this just helps with the transition between these 2 colors. I'll probably make this whole thing a lot larger of an area of highlight. I wonder what they would look like if I just went full gray instead of the dark gray, like the bright gray. Let's see. I mean, it's not too bad. It definitely changes their vibe, though. I think the regular gray is fine as long as I mix it in with the other stuff. Let's move this up. Why do you think you have to? It's just because it's in early access, and I don't want to... You know, there's people that have paid for the game, and so I'm not just going to abandon it. Because that's not fair to anybody. And it's just kind of like... It's also just like I'm cheating myself out of the discipline of... Like, I don't know, it just feels wrong. Like, I should finish it, you know? And I will. It'll be a good opportunity for me to practice some scope cutting, you know, figure out ways that I can simplify the game as much as I can, because it needs it. But yeah, we'll get there eventually. It's just been yeah, annoying to work on. It's because of all the multiplayer garbage. I think it really... Working on Starground has helped me realize how multiplayer doesn't really matter. You know? It's just too much work. It's not worth the trouble. Oh, I can use this dark pink, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Then for the outline, I can use this in some spots, and then I might actually opt for this here, but then, especially in our brighter areas... Oh, actually, most of this can be this color. Yeah, it's just the multiplayer, you know? I've had a good time working on the non-multiplayer stuff, but it's just I can't do it anymore at the multiplayer. It's so hard. Because I'll do something and then it's like, game-breaking change, blasted with negative reviews, you know, and it's a permanent strike on your record with Steam. It's not just something I can ignore. So it's just frustrating. I'm just sick of it. Because I spend all this time on making the game better, and then somebody comes in and they're like, negative review, I hate this game, I tried to play with my friend, it doesn't work. You know? And people never ever come back and change their reviews. It's not like somebody's gonna come back and be like, hey, they fixed multiplayer, let's go, guys. That doesn't happen. So it just gets to a point where I'm just sick and tired of it. You know? I hate to say it, but it's the truth. So yeah, I'm just really ready to be done with it and move on. I definitely way overscoped Starground 2, you know? It's way too big of a game, since I'm really the only one that actually works on it. And it's the classic, like, mistake that I always make, where I go into it with other people, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're gonna help me work on stuff, and then I'm the only one that does anything. So that's something I've avoided this time with Lured In, because I just assumed I was going to get no help, which I was correct about. And that's why it's gone better, because I've actually scoped to the appropriate amount, right? Something that I can actually get done myself. And that's an important thing. Let's put that in here. Anti-alias that a little bit. I think we're pretty good with this guy now. Let's go ahead and add him in. So this is going to be a legendary fish. Creature, whatever. He's not a fish. But I'm just going to call him a fish because, you know, basically a fish. Stargrounds will put you on. Sorry to hear that's burden. Yeah, I mean, it's... I hate to say that to people because it makes it sound like I don't care about the game anymore or something, or that, like, I regret working on it, which is not true. I don't hate Starground. It's just, like... It's not, like, this personal thing where I'm, like, angry or whatever. It's just, I overscoped the game. I've realized that I've overscoped, and I'm ready to move on to other stuff. It's not like something that I need to dwell on, you know? But it's only fair for me to finish the game because people are spending their money buying it with the promise of it coming out to full access. So of course I'm going to finish it. I've already cut a lot of the initial ideas that I had for things because it was just too much. That's what we started with, so. We got so many more things in here. Added the archer fish. Added the Amazon river dolphin. Okay. Make him legendary. Amazon river dolphin. Change the sprite. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be the same weight as the Arapaima. So what will his description be? Get that figured out. See, I'm making a pretty big scope game against old Vice, kind of similar to size of Starground. What would you say were some things you would do differently? Not make a big game. That's what I would do differently. I really... There's a reason people give that advice, and I think it's an iconic like developer moment to always have that initial like, I'll be the exception and it'll be fine, you know? I'll be able to make a big game with big scope. But then you realize, oh man, this is a huge mistake and I wish I just made a small game. That's what I think. So I'd honestly recommend bringing down your scope in any way that's possible, right? So, because scope is what will kill your project. Because here's the thing. You cannot predict how you're going to be feeling about a project, 2-3 years in the future. Like right now, you might be like, I love working on this and I can work on this forever, but it's not going to stay that way forever. Most of the time. I mean, everybody's different, but like with me, it was like, I felt like I would enjoy working on Starground forever, and I really don't feel that way anymore. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to move on, so. But that's one of the big things I would say, to be honest. And some other things I'd really think about is like plan on figuring out what your player fantasy is from the very beginning. Like you should be able to explain the concept to somebody in like half a sentence and them instantly understand, like less than 10 words, right? So like schedule 1, I can do that. It's like become a drug dealer, and you instantly understand everything about the game with just those couple words. I think it's been really hard for me to do that with Starground because it's just it's such a distracted game. So I would really think about that, right? And like figure out how do you describe your game in as few words as possible. And if you can't describe your game in as few words as possible, then I would say definitely figure that out and keep working the idea until you come to a description that does work. But yeah, anyways. Oh, let's see. Yoshi, something to the guy in general? Let me go look. What's going on here? Oh, they're gone apparently. What did they send in there? Because I can't see what it was now. But it's probably just garbage. Let's see here. But yeah, those are some of the things I would say for sure. Player fantasy and de-scope as much as possible, just because it's, scope is hard. I think it's always so much easier to make a small game and build it up later than it is to, like, begin with a large concept, right? And so even if you do end up scoping more later, that's not a bad thing. But just make sure that you have this version of the game that is very small in scope and that you are confident that you can get finished and polished, right? So Whatever, man. I'm here to break your game. I won't leave. Yeah. Type of dolphin is this? This is the Amazon River dolphin. So it's a pink dolphin. What's your favorite game that you've worked on? Honestly, I would probably have to say Lured In so far. And it's just been great because it's like, I mean, even though like release is very soon and it's stressful because there's a lot of things I still want to do, it's kind of in a way like reassuring knowing that development can be over whenever I want after the 17th, you know? And it's not because I want it to be, but I just want to set myself up so I can be in a position where I'm giving myself freedom to do what I want to do, right? So that's why I've focused on making Lured In like a smaller game, something I'm able to get done in 6 months because, you know, I'm sure I'm gonna do some post launch updates. I have a lot of ideas and plans, but I'm sure eventually I'm gonna reach a spot to where I feel like I either just don't want to work on the game anymore or the game's like somewhat complete. So I think I've set myself up in a good spot for that right now, which is good. But yeah, I would definitely say Lured In. I've worked on plenty of other stuff before. I mean, there's some jams and stuff that I've had fun with. But, you know, in terms of a full-on project, I would probably say Lured In. Like, the Pizza Pit was a pretty fun one messing with, you know? It was like a couple days. I was just making a little incremental game. I always really like making incremental games, honestly. I think it's just because I don't know, it's really easy. There's not like a lot of massive technical challenges I run into very often. Coal Keeper was also pretty fun. We don't talk about Big Moat. But yeah. Let's see here. How much did the multiplayer part of Starground play into it? Yeah, I definitely think multiplayer was like the #1 issue with Starground. It made everything harder. Multiplayer is like a multiplier, you know? Where it's like if a feature would normally take you like 1 day, it's now going to take you 3 days, you know? Like it just makes everything so much harder. So yeah, it's a bruh moment. I definitely would avoid doing multiplayer. It's just not worth it. If you're doing multiplayer, the only kind of project that makes sense is something extremely limited in scope. Like literally, if you look at something like Metric Chameleon, I think that's a really good example of a good way to go about doing multiplayer. It's like this ultra simple gameplay loop, you know? And there's no like complicated stuff that you have to synchronize. I mean, sure, you gotta like synchronize the paint strokes on people on multiplayer, but that's really not too bad. But like there's no destructible terrain, you can't like place objects or anything. Like it's just very simple. It's you keep track of player positions and that's basically it. And like player position and drawing, that's all you need to worry about. So I think this is a really good way to go about like multiplayer is you want to have like a very small scope of your gameplay. And something that multiplayer enhances. So yeah, that's what I would say. Definitely don't make a single player game that is also multiplayer because it's just way too much work. Like, I mean, of course, I always think games are best when they can be single player or multiplayer. But like, think of a concept that you can very easily make multiplayer without significantly increasing your workload. Because it's just so hard. Is a guy promoting a giveaway to their old PC? Yeah, no, it's not really allowed. So you guys weren't able to ping the moderator role? That's pretty weird. I don't know why that would be. I mean, everyone should have permission to like ping roles if you look in. I'll show you guys. So here's our roles, right? And like if you go to everyone, I give everybody that ability, wherever everyone is. I don't know where the everyone role is. Oh. Is everyone not a role? Thought it was. Oh, default permissions. Here we go. Yeah, there should be in here ping roles or whatever. Links, external stickers. Oh, all roles? Well, we don't want to do that because I don't want everyone adding everyone. Oh, so they have a permission apparently allow people to mention this role. Okay. Allow users to mention this role. Is there one like that? Move members, deafen, mute priority. Bypass slow mode. Manage server. Manage roles. I don't see that permission anywhere. A linked role. Is it like in display or something? Oh, okay, there it is. Allow anyone to mention this role. So yeah, let's do that. So now you guys should be able to moderators. And then it must be that this is set here, yeah. All right. You guys should be good to go now. I didn't know that was a thing in there, so. But yeah, you guys should be able to do it. Alrighty. You made a Steam guide for Starground today? Ayo, let's go. Let's go check it out. Starground. The old achievements guide. Epic. Yeah, those ones are pretty easy, just to visit a place. Gone fishing. Fungicide, sporicide, compactorcide, regicide. All these ones. Secret. You monster. Yeah, this is very epic. Thumbs up. An award. The helpful award. I have so many Steam points, dear God. There you go. Favorite it. Share. Share my Steam activity feed? No. Rate 5 stars, I almost forgot. How do I rate? How do I rate it? Admin controls. Oh, I can't rate it because I'm like an admin. Okay. I apologize. I would have either. I would have done it if I could. I haven't done multiplayer in Godot yet. I was thinking the best short project for multiplayer would be a card game. Yeah, like something like that, like where it's just like a super simple like loop would work well. I think like a card game or something like chess, you know, just very simple things that you have to keep track of would be the best way to go about multiplayer, I would say. Right? Yeah, card game for sure would be a nice one. Yeah, I think that's the way to do multiplayer. It's not that multiplayer is bad, you know? I think it's just you need to pair it up with the right kind of game. Otherwise, you're going to be giving yourself an enormous task you're not going to be able to complete. So, but yeah. 250k, yeah, I got a bunch. I just never spend it anywhere, and I keep buying games all the time, so, you know. I have so many points. I don't even know what I would spend it all on. Oh, there is like an epic beach. Whoa. This is kind of fire, though. I like that these are still purchasable even though the summer sale's over. It's cool. I guess I should make my, like, what game is this a part of? The Last Train. Okay. I should probably get a bunch of fishing related profile things. I don't know if I can find them. Can I search? I wish the points shop was a little bit easier to search and stuff. Because, like, you can see all, and there's, like, some things to sort through, but otherwise, that's it. There's no way to search for things. So, I don't know how to do that. From your games. Yeah, I have, like, 1 billion games because of family sharing, so it's, like, every game. Yeah, I don't know. Buy profile showcase upgrades? Oh, is that a thing that you can do? Or is that showcases? Oh yeah, this is like a new thing. It's pretty epic. Yeah, I should buy some of these, honestly. Steam replay, video, game collector, item showcase, favorite game. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's also game profiles. I think you just like buy one of these and it has your whole profile. Seasonal badges. I guess you could buy some of these. Summer sale, level 40. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Yo, look at all these fish. Sea urchin. Yo, the spiny. Yo, freaking sponge. The lionfish. Pufferfish, lobster. Clownfish. This is crazy, guys. These like sea anemones. Jellyfish. Hermit crab. Pretty insane. Whale. Bottlenose dolphin. I don't know what he is. Some kind of dolphin or something. Pretty insane, guys. I heard you say you like doing incremental games. I never come up with a good idea for one, so I've never done one. Yeah. I think like one of the nice things about incremental games is it's so easy to come up with ideas because you can almost make anything an incremental game. So it's just I don't know, it's nice. I just like the loop of just the process of programming them and stuff. So I don't know. I've had a good time with it. I would like to make more incremental games in the future, honestly. It's just such a good, like, fun loop, in my opinion. Some people don't like incremental games. I don't really understand why, but I just like that process of, like, you know, you go out and gather something or make money or something, you know, it could be anything. And then you're reinvesting that effort back into getting more of your currency or money. It's just a satisfying gameplay loop that feels like you're always progressing, you know? And if you really think about it, a lot of games are kind of quasi-incremental games. Something like a survival game is basically an incremental game if you think about it, because you're going out and gathering resources and upgrading your equipment, and you do all of that so that you can go out and upgrade your equipment more. So I feel like incremental is more of a universal theme than people really think of, you know? There's so many games that are practically incremental games. Like Subnautica is an incremental game if you think about it. Now I know like incremental game is like a specific genre that's like primarily UI focused and stuff, or has like a consistent loop of incremental progress. But I still feel like that concept applies to almost everything. Even like Terraria. Like I know obviously these games have genres that prioritize, so like this is a sandbox game more so than an incremental game, of course, but it's still the same concept. So really the only thing that sets this apart from an incremental game is like I don't know, did they just at everyone? Does this actually work? Because I didn't get pinged, so I don't think it does anything, right? When someone says everyone. Because I didn't give them the permissions to do everyone. Alright, so when was this account made? February 26th. They joined July 12th. I'll just explain to them. What is their name? Quizzy. This is not a server to promote stuff. Please refrain from doing so, or we'll have to take more action, more drastic measures. Learning Dev impresses local speaking perfect fish. Let's go. Yeah, anyways. I do like incremental games. I don't like some of the types of incremental games I see out and stuff. Like, I don't feel like they capture the essence very well. Sort of like doing the minimum to be classified as an incremental. I don't know. I always hate how this one has the AI slop over it. Like, I think the most fun kind of incremental game is one that is more than just a node buster, is what they call these, right? Because there's a game called Node Buster, and Node Buster is a good game, but now there's just so many games emulating Node Buster because it did well. But basically all this is enormous research tree, and that's it, you know? I've tried to kind of avoid that. I mean, obviously we have a research tree in Lured-In, but it's like, it's not the only system that we have in the game. Like, it's just one part of the game. We still have upgrades, and we have all sorts of mechanics and bonuses, and it's more than just massive big web of upgrades. So yeah, if they do it again for the third time, we'll just ban them. Yeah, definitely feel free to do that. We'll just give them one warning, and then if they do it, we will remove them. Yeah, I mean, like, again, there's nothing wrong with this system, but it's just the fact that, like, every incremental game ever now is just a node buster. And I do tire of that system, because it gets repetitive when you play the same game 20 times, you know? I hope people don't classify Lured-In as a node buster. I really don't think it feels like a node buster. You know, I've played node busters. It's just not the same energy. Like, it's really more of like a shop sim or like a tycoon game than it is a node buster, right? So I don't think we'll have to worry about those allegations. It's not like bad to be a node buster, but it's just like it's sort of like, in my eyes, like friend slop. Or it's like, it's not like that the friend slop is inherently bad, but there's just so much of it that it kind of loses its value. So, but yeah. Yeah, this one is out now, Dwarf Eats Mountain. Maybe I'll get this someday. It seems kind of interesting. Definitely gives me, of course, Norp Apolog energy, because you like hire guys to destroy something, which is what you do at Norp Apolog. But it looks cool. It's a little different because you like stack stuff up vertically. It seems like it'd be fun. Maybe one of these days, if I actually have time to do anything. But yeah, anyways. I like this game. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I saw my brother playing it a while ago. Seems kind of epic. Eventually I'll give it a try. So what's the description for this guy? It's kind of scary. Dolphins are creepy, man. Like, I know bottlenose dolphins look cute, you know, and they're all little round, cozy, little cute, bubbly guys. But they're they're intelligent creatures. And they can do bad things, you know? Like, I don't feel any sense of fear with just some random fish. Because it's just a fish. They're just a normal... They just swim around and eat stuff. But a dolphin is like... I don't know. They have the power to do evil. So... Because, like, something they do is they, like, take, like, pufferfish and pass it around, like, to make themselves get high and stuff. But, like, the fact that they can, like, abuse creatures like that is kind of weird. I don't know. It's scary. Think about hydrate. Anyways. What do we call this guy? He's pink. Lives in the river. Do bottlenose dolphins have echolocation, or Is that a thing that only these guys have? Like, I don't know. Okay, yeah, they do have sonar. So I guess like almost all dolphins probably have that. Interesting. An electroreception. 2 rows of whiskers. A series of vibrisal pits that can sense electric fields. That's so weird. Like, why do they even have that? Weird. What? Bodo Corderosa? What is that? Yeah, let's just think of something. So, oh, it means pink dolphin. Oh, okay. Name's Pink. Dolphin Pink. That is kind of funny. Brain rot. Oh, they're also folklore here in Brazil. Oh, yeah. What's the folklore about them? I kind of like how stupid that description is. Name's Pink. Dolphin Pink. It's dumb. Oh, they transform into a beautiful man and seduce women? That's interesting. Oh. Fascinating. It is so interesting how much, like, variety there is. Oh yeah, that's what they're called, the Botocore de Rosa. How many, like, how much folklore is just, like, strange. Like, I know there's the same thing about beluga whales, where they look like, they almost kind of look like they have, like, legs in some of these images of beluga whales. And so there's, like, a folklore of, like, how they're, like, mermaids or whatever, you know? Like, I'm trying to find, there's, like, some images really look like they have legs. Like this. It looks like a leg or something, you know? Just, like, randomly. If you saw that in the dark, you'd be like, oh, is that a person? But yeah. But they're actually just bulbous smooth guys. They're not. I always find that one image of the orca really funny. Scary orca image. Which one is it? It's like the one that they always use in the... I'm trying to find where that one is. These are all stupid. But they have like the white eyes, and that one scary image, it looks like those are the eyes of the orca. But orca's eyes are not there. They're actually kind of like cute. They're just little tiny black dots here. Right there. This is not real. But yeah. Orca. They are kind of scary though. I still get the same scary energy I do from dolphins, you know? They look like they'd eat you. They probably would. They are predators, so... I don't know how, like, if they eat humans or not, or if they have ever tried to. I imagine they probably would, if they had the chance. What do they sound like? What? That is a weird sound. They go blub, 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 blub. They sound like Crazy Dave talking. That's insane, dude. Animals sound so weird. Do orcas eat humans? No, they do not eat humans. There's never been a verified case of the orca hunting a human. Alright. So they don't eat people. Alright, guys. Orcas are pretty epic now. Yeah, I mean, they are incredibly smart, so they probably realize that it is a bad idea to eat a human. I bet they've been... Yeah, I'm sure people have been attacked by orcas, but, like, it's probably deserved. 500 reports of orcas interacting with boats. I thought that's 500 injuries. Orcas touching or damaging boats, biting, ramming. Okay. Thought some of the behavior was playful. It's possible. Protective behaviors. Interesting. Immobilizing the boat. Captive orca attacks. I'm sure there's been a bunch. Cuddles are responsible for 2 documented attacks. It's crazy. Man, this type of games are crazy because what if you woke up and decided, man, I'm going to add a cold biome with, yeah, orca, Greenland sharks, and seals and so on? Yeah. I do want to do that eventually. Antarctica region is something I think would be really fun. Or maybe Antarctica or the North Pole, the Arctic, not the Antarctic. It'd be kind of fun. Eventually. Paint and food chips out of the mouth of a 2.5-ton killer whale. Malia. They broke the 3-foot rule, moved her arm across the whale's mouth. When the whale bit down, it immediately released the trainer. I mean, that seems like that's not the orca's fault. The orcas are trained to eat things that are put into their mouth, right? Like people throw fish into their mouths and stuff. And so the orca probably just thought it was food and then immediately realized, oh, that's not... Uh-oh. So that's not fair. Yeah, when you really look at probably a lot of these incidents, it's probably completely not the orca's fault most of the time. Oh, this is a pretty crazy one, though. Large Icelandic bull orca. Tillicum, otherwise known as Tilly. 3 deaths. I mean, I think it's stupid that we put creatures like that in captivity anyways, because they're extremely smart, and it's kind of not fair anyways. So I don't even blame them. Yeah, God forbid a predator eats a prey, yeah. No, there's a thing about, like, I think sometimes the number of, like, we kind of blow out of proportion how dangerous creatures are when it's just not true. Most of the time, like, if something happens and somebody gets injured by an animal, it's probably the person's fault because they should know better. Like, obviously, if you're within close proximity to an enormous predator that eats animals, you're like, be careful, because it's not really their fault. They're just evolved to be that way, right? Like, yeah, same thing, flying being the safest way of traveling. Yeah, we get this, like, idea in our head that, like, things are dangerous when in reality they're just not. Like, flying is really extremely safe. Like, commercial airlines, the only time it's dangerous is if you know, you do something stupid, or you're flying, like, on an unregistered aircraft, or, you know, stuff like that. That's why it can be dangerous. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's not fair, guys. Uh-oh, what happened here? Fish data. Okay, I must have included a fish that doesn't exist. What is the fish? The Moa. What's his name? It's not Moa, isn't it? It's not Mata. Mola, not Moa. Duh. Let's go fix that. It's the mola mola. Okay. And then I did a description for the archer fish, I think. Yeah. Yeah, when can we expect that river region in the game? Let me take a look at it, see what it's all about. Oh, this is like just in Poland. I don't know. Is there good fishing there? It feels like I don't think there'd be a lot of fish in like a city river like that, but I don't know. I mean, this is, I'm sure there's like a section of this that's not in the city probably, right? Like, let's look at the map. There are fishing there at least once a week. Oh, really? Okay. Interesting. I don't know. Maybe one day. I don't know how I'm gonna like decide on what bodies of water get added. Usually I've been adding in ones that are all extremely distinct from each other, you know? So you've got like, okay, what's going on here now? It must have been another one I screwed up. Tuna. Oh, right. It's not called tuna. It's like the Pacific tuna or whatever. Bluefin tuna. This is why we test, guys.
Flying is actually a thing invented by the lizard people to make people think the world is round. You can't actually fly as the world is flat, and birds are part of the hologram simulation.
Yeah, birds aren't real. Anybody with a brain knows that birds, there's no way that they're real. Yeah. If you flew on a plane, then you would just... The Earth is flat, so you're just going to start flying and then fly off the edge of the planet, right, guys? Totally. That's totally what would happen. Stupid. All right, well, I think we should be good on our synergies. Let's make sure. So we got all those now. Fish and cheeps. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of new ones. All right. Very cool. Yeah, you can have multiple of these synergies active at the same time, which is nice. This is like that one. So let's add all these fish in. I want to make sure they all look good. We'll change this tank to be salt water for our big guy. Let's also go get some sponge size upgrades, right? Big sponge. All right, and let's put some new guys in here. The Amazon River Dolphin. Oh, he's not a saltwater fish. What am I? Does he fit into a regular freshwater tank? I don't think he can. Yeah, it requires a large tank. All right, so let's put him in here. There he is. He's chilling. Pretty epic. And then in here, we can put some of the other new guys we added. We got the archer fish. And we also had that new crab guy. Wherever he is, the red something crab. Red ghost crab. There he is. Money, 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 money. Oh yeah, it's saltwater. Oops, I just sold one. That's a funny bug. I'm sure that's already been identified. I just need to fix it. Yeah, look at him go. Pretty epic. All right, so that's all working. I'd like to add even more synergies. Gdansk, if I'm saying that right. It's like #1 or 2 tourist spot in Poland. Yeah, it's pretty cool. On April Fools, you could add a free biome called Pool Party, where you get a rubber fish and ducks. Yeah, that'd be pretty epic. I haven't watched the C++ video yet. I just have been busy and haven't had time to, but eventually. So I have it open in the background. I just need to actually watch it. I will though. I'm getting so much like spam in my emails. I have all of these. I have like, oh my god, like 100 emails, guys, of people saying, give me a free key for your game. And I know I don't give any keys out because what happens is they just take the key and resell it on a website. So I'm not giving anybody keys. I'll give you guys a free key if you want, but I only usually give out the playtest keys because the playtest is probably going to go away. Just a heads up to everybody. On the 17th. I'll make sure everybody's aware of that soon. With this next update, I'll probably like announce that, but I can have my home key. Let's go. That would be kind of funny to just send somebody like your house key because they live like across the entire planet, so like it doesn't even matter that they have it. I think I did give SteamDB a key for Lurden, I think, because I think when you go there, it shows like it doesn't say we don't have a key. So yeah, I believe I did put one in. Because it's kind of nice. They've got a lot of useful information here, even just for me, like seeing charts and stuff is cool, you know? Our wishlist activity rank has gone up a ton. Oh yeah, I don't know if I did it for Starground or not. We can go check. I can probably send one in at some point. It'll probably show, yeah, it does not own Starground. Yeah, we could do that someday. What were our followers leading up to launch? So we ended up having like, when did we launch? Was it August 31st? We had like 1,000 followers. I don't know if we're gonna reach that many with Lurden. I don't know if that really matters though. The wish lists have been shooting up. The personal calendar is kind of insane. I can show you guys what we're doing now. God, someone's dropping stuff up there. Yeah, with the key, they're able to view more things. I think they can like see things that require having the game. Yeah, hold on, we got ads. We will wait for the ads, guys. I went to the wrong section. Hold on, guys. Yeah, our wish list count is insane. How many did we get today? It's probably almost like 1,000. Yeah, insane. I'll wait for the ads to be over so you guys can see. Thank you for the speed. Oh, you're back already? Let's go. Sometimes when ads start on Twitch, I get like one ad and then immediately just I'm thrown into another ad. Thank you for the speeds. Let's go. Oh my god, a lot of speeds. The speed apocalypse. No. Stop, wait. God. Got like 100 more, both hard to click. Yeah, that's fair. Whoa. Clear cheese? I can't believe it. This is unprecedented. Alright. Ads are almost over, guys. We just have to wait. Freaking hate ads, guys. You're stupid. What are some other synergies we could do? I want to do a bunch, right? Because I think it's the more that you can discover and stuff and find, the better. Would like to do another saltwater one, probably. Back from ads, we'll go back. We're just gonna wait for them to be fully over or start saying things. Because it's so annoying when, like, I start going on a spiel and actually, no, everybody was still in ads, you know? So we're just gonna wait. Just gonna wait eons. Pink Dolphin and Betas, Wolf Pack. How does that, what is like the concept behind it? Oh. Pink Dolphin is the alpha and betas, yeah. If we add some kind of fish that has like alpha in the name, then I could see that. But alright, ads are actually over now. Sorry about the ads. Yeah, I could send you over a Kiyoshik if you want to send it to the Steam D&D bot. Alright, so look at our wish list count, guys. It's, you can see something happened. So, today, so far, we've gotten 800 wish lists in one day. Which is pretty wild. And we're not even like it's still like there's still a couple days until launch, you know. It's not like this is the last of it. So I feel almost kind of confident we might hit 20K. It would be very cool. But yeah, I mean, we've got like, imagine, I think we're definitely on track to get at least 1,000 wish lists today. We're already at 800 and we've still got, what, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've still got like 9 more hours to go or whatever. So I think we'll actually get a lot. And the closer we get to launch, the more powerful the calendar becomes. So I think we can easily, we only need like 4,000 more. So you divide that over the course of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more days, you know, easy 800 wish list a day. I think we'll get there, which is pretty awesome. That was like kind of my ultimate goal for wish list counts, where I was like, if we can hit like 20K before launch, we'd be at a pretty good spot. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Would you ever add an anti-synergy so that you can get less money from certain fishes? Yeah, such as like pretend dolphin and pufferfish. Yeah. I wouldn't be completely opposed. I usually like with this game, like only positively reinforcing people instead of negatively reinforcing. Cause I just don't want to make like things worse. It's kind of frustrating as a player, like constantly being told no instead of yes, if that makes sense, right? Like imagine if you played Minecraft or something and you got like punished for something, or like building a building, you're like, no, that's not the right one. You're, you know, or I don't know. That's kind of the way I view it. I think positive reinforcement is usually better. It's more motivating in my opinion. I mean, some people like to be punished for things, but I don't really feel that way. I don't know. If we did it, it would have to be probably a system we kind of implement before you even unlock synergies through the Ascension, I imagine. And it's hard to say because it's one of those things where if I add in anti-synergies later, you know, I could see this would be after release, right? Because I'm not gonna have time for that now. I could see how people might really dislike that mechanic. So it's a dangerous mechanic. Like maybe I could add that in as an optional gameplay feature in the future after launch. But at least for right now, I don't want to accidentally do bad things. You're logged in on SteamDB, epic. I don't know if I have any keys on hand or not right now. Let me go check really quick. I usually have like a list of some that I give out. Okay, yeah, I got a couple here. All right, I'll go ahead and send this to you, Oshik, and you can give it to the bot. Let's see, where are you? I have to search. Oshik replay. There you go. But yeah. If you do add them, you could also make them. Yeah, that's probably what I would do, is make it where I might even potentially make it so it's off by default, or have like a prompt at the beginning of the game that's like, how do you want to play? And then ask you a couple questions on things that you want or don't want, you know? That'd probably be the best way to go about it. I have been thinking about doing that because, you know, people have different tastes in terms of the experience they want. Like some people really like hardcore simulations where they can fail and lose money and stuff, right? But that does kind of go against the genre of incremental. I think one big thing about incremental games is that you don't lose stuff usually, right? I mean, maybe like temporarily you lose progress, but like generally it's a constant march toward succeeding. You can't like fail at the game. You don't ever get yourself like soft locked in a lose condition. So I don't know. Yeah, it's just really hard to say. This is why I always say, like, as time goes on, design becomes the hardest thing about making a game, because it's just like, it's tricky. Design decisions like that, they feel like they're easy, where it's like, yeah, that seems like a cool thing to add, but when you really like sit down and think about it, there's so many reasons or so many ways that could become a problem for people. So yeah, it's hard to say. But eventually, I mean, like, I would enjoy a mechanic like that personally, because I think it just makes the placement of fish more interesting. You know, you actually have to, like, utilize your tanks better, where it's like, okay, well, I can put this guy here, but then I get a negative boost, so you have to plan things out more. I don't know, maybe eventually, but I'll have to make sure it's something people would actually want. Sente, let's see how long it takes to update. Epic. Hopefully it'll go quick. I don't know how fast their bot does that stuff. Maybe it's instant, who knows. Do I get like a little thing now? Donator. You said I get like a badge or something for giving a key? It says 2 games owned. Games are hidden. Community contributor. Community patron. I don't know. Why is my stuff hidden? Why is all this private? I don't need to make it on the user settings page. Oh, here we go. And I have to, like, allow people. Sync now. Export the data we have on you. Games are private. Oh, so my games on Steam are private. Well, that doesn't mean anything because I don't have any games on the Big White Games account. Let's see. You're gonna go. Yeah, have a good one. Yeah, sounds good. Il Paper Astro, thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it. Yeah, have a good rest of your night. Question for you. How do you do your menus, main menu and such? Do you have a UI manager, auto load, or just scene management? Yeah, it's sort of a mix of both. I can go over that. Thank you for the cheese time, Nick. Very epic. So what I do have is I have a master menu class for every menu in the game. So this is a way that I can kind of just control the flow of closing and opening things, you know, a lot easier. These have some like built-in functions for like doing all the animation stuff for opening a menu. You cheese too hard, you're cheesing too hard, stop. And then I've also got just some functions for toggling them open and stuff, you know, just to make it very easy for me to open and close UIs. And then on top of that, I also have this UI manager auto load. So, and that kind of handles some more UI related things. So if you look in here, I like know when an escape menu is open or closed, stuff like that. So whole bunch of things in here. Whether like a menu is currently transitioning, also like what menu is the current like active menu, you know, basically which menu is currently open. So just a whole bunch more like more global functions and stuff in there. Yeah, it works pretty well. The main menu I have in here is just a scene called main menu. I actually classify the main menu as a region. So it's like a physical location in the game instead of it being like just a UI thing. So it's like you technically travel to the main menu. I just did it that way because it's easier, but because then also up here I can keep track of like where you are in the game. So I'm in the region main menu, right? But yeah, all these buttons and stuff, the menus, they all use the UI manager and the shared menu class. So, but it all works pretty well. And then you can load into the game. All these menus all share the same thing. And it's not like the menu class is very complicated. It's just even a little bit of code really helps keep everything organized. Because if I fix a bug for a menu or something, then it applies to every menu in the game, right? So that's the reason I did a shared menu class like this, because it's just way easier. And then also same with all the animations, right? I don't have to redo the animations for every single menu in the game. It just works. They're all using the same system. So yeah, I think it's a good way to do it. I'll probably do that in the future with other projects, have like a shared like menu class, you know? And especially for something like Lured In, I think it's important because it's such a UI heavy game. There's lots of menus and stuff like that and areas that you have to look through. So it's kind of pretty important to have all that stuff working nicely without any bugs. So scientifically cheesing too hard is impossible. Yeah. That's fair. That's a fair argument. Pretty hard to cheese too hard. But yeah. That sort of system I got set up for everything. So far, it seems like there's not a whole lot of like UI related bugs. There's a couple things that I still need to fix. There's one where if you click, like sometimes you can click on multiple buttons before a menu closes. So that is something that I need to take a look at fixing, but it's really not a big deal. It's pretty fixable, I believe. I haven't tried yet, but I think I can fix it. But yeah, anyways, hopefully that helps explain everything. So, so yeah, where are we at now? Got a lot more synergies, which is good. Because now we've gone from 3 to 7, which is great. I'd like to do probably even more. If we could hit like 10 synergies, I feel like that would be plenty. And they're really easy for us to add. It's just a name and the fish, the list of fish that are contained within them, so. I do have to be careful about adding in like way too many overlapping ones, because theoretically we might hit a spot where the synergies really break the balancing of the game if we have too much multiplication of your profit. It's not really like the multipliers aren't enormous or anything, so I don't think that would become a major problem, but we'll have to see. So let's go back into our synergies table, which is in global, because I'm lazy and haven't put it in its own table yet. So yeah, we have hobbyist staples. I want to do another saltwater one. So we have a lot of like regular saltwater fish. We don't see, one thing is we don't have a synergy in here for, we have the salty giants, but I want another one that's for the more normal saltwater fish, right? So let's go look through our fish again and figure out what kind of connection we can make between all these. So we have like the mackerel and the herring, quahog, the oarfish. It's a big one. King crab, frogfish, stonefish. If we had another crab, we could do like one that's all the crabs. You know, I honestly wouldn't be opposed to adding in another crab, because that is kind of a classic creature. Whale shark, black sea urchin. Oh, we could do one that's like spiky, guys, because the sea urchin is spiky and the king crab is also spiky. If you look at a king crab, right, he's got spines all over his body. This. So we could do that. So we got the king crab there, the sea urchin. Do we have any other spiky guys? I guess actually, yeah, we can mix, we can do a pufferfish too. That would work. Spiky fellas. What's like a word for a group that has S? Spiky, like a group of people. Spiky society. I don't know about that though. Like a gang, you know? Spiky squad. That's probably what we'll do. Spiky. Oh my god, I can't type. Then this will have a king crab, a black sea urchin, and the porcupine pufferfish. Let me make sure I did all the right IDs. Yeah, porcupine pufferfish, black sea urchin, right? And then the king crab. Oh, it's the red king crab. We have to be careful about that. All right, there we go. Kiki, yeah. Would be funny if we did have a reference to that, honestly. We had like bulbous guys, Boba, or Bobo, or whatever his name is. Or, oh, it's Booba, yeah. And then we have Kiki for the spiky guy. I think we're the speed. I don't know if we have a lot of bulbous guys in the game right now. I do have some that I want to add that definitely would be bulbous. Like a beluga whale would be very bulbous. But none of these guys are very bulbous. The humphead parrotfish is kind of a bulbous guy because they have like a big bulbous blob on their head. But one problem is I can't mix saltwater and freshwater fish in a synergy because it's impossible to place them with each other. So if I do like a bulbous, like a group of bulbous fish, I can't do this guy mixed with some freshwater guys. So the Amazon River guy is very bulbous, so he would work. The stonefish is not bulbous, neither is the frogfish. The quahog, I wouldn't say he's bulbous because he's like hard. He's not bulbous. The mola mola really isn't bulbous, he's just big. The tuna is not bulbous. Like, it would have to be fish that are like iconically bulbous, if that makes sense. Which none of these guys really are. Yeah, literally none of these guys are. Maybe a snail could be classified as bulbous, but not really. Miranda. Koi fish. Yeah, I only have like 2 bulbous guys, but they're... What about a pufferfish? Yeah, I mean, they're kind of bulbous. They're round, but they are very spiky, so they probably go into the Kiki squad. Yeah, it's hard to say. I think maybe in the future, if I have enough fish, then we could go that route. Ha! I find it funny. I looked up the word spiky, and it's all like haircuts. Yo, spiky ball. Anyways, because like beluga whale, it might have to be a saltwater one then, because this guy's very bulbous. Look at him. Look how bulbous this guy is. Kind of the definition of bulbous, right? What's another soft, round saltwater guy? Oh yeah, we could do synergies with both. That would make sense. They have some crazy abdominal muscles. There is the blobfish. I'm not gonna make him like this though, because this is a horrific scene. But I could put him in his normal configuration like this. This is what they're supposed to look like. But he's not that blobby in his normal form. Shut up, bro. Oh my god, whatever. Right, like he's not a blob. So I don't know. Those are so great. Row gutters. Blobfish? Or what? Row. Or is that like a name for a fish? You just mean gutting out row. Those just show round gutters. Going to YouTube? Epic sounds good. Goodness. It's a reference, but it's not safe for work? Okay. I don't know the reference. I did look it up, but it just autocorrected to round gutters. So I'm not gonna worry about it. I could imagine. Whoa, 2 YouTube people. Let's freaking go. I'm trying to think of some other round bulbous fish, you know? Bulbous fish. How do you even spell bulbous? Right, these are some bulbous fish. We have the humphead parrotfish in the game, so he's bulbous. I don't really want to add in this guy in his decompressed
I heard
state.
a theory or a conspiracy about deep water fish that look like human, are the souls that go punished by God. And some religions prohibit to eat fish that have no scales.
Yeah, I know about that thing. That's like a kind of strange. So I guess fish with scales are not souls that are punished? I don't know. It would be kind of a chill time living in the deep sea, though, honestly. Like, if you're evolved to live in that environment, it's probably not that bad. But who knows? Yo, popcorn. YouTube emotes are so weird. I mean, this is a sunfish, but he's not bulbous. Like, this guy is bulbous, but obviously he's spiky. I don't know. Well, we'll figure that out another time. I don't have enough fish in the game to really fully do it. I mean, the barrel eye guy is pretty bulbous, actually. So if we add him in, I could see going that route. Because he's quite bulbous. I mean, beluga whale obviously is bulbous. And then actually, I mean, the sperm whale's kind of bulbous. Right? I mean, sort of. I don't know if you would classify them as being bulbous, but they have a massive bulbous head. So it kind of makes sense. Because that's what the other two in the synergy would have, is they have, like, bulbs on their head. So, I don't think the bulbous head on the, whatever, the parrotfish is sonar, but at least on the beluga and the sperm whale they are. I feel like the food chain down there works quite differently. Could never chill. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, being in the deep sea, like, it's probably very inefficient for you to hunt out prey, like, actively, and that's probably why fish like the anglerfish has, like, their passive hunting mechanism, right? Having their little glowing light above their head. These things look insane. So I don't know. Is there a lot of active... I feel like everything's very slow down there because you have to conserve as much energy as possible, right? So... But who knows? It's a weird place. A lot of, like, really slow jellyfish and crabs that just, like, drift around, you know? A bunch of those for my solar panel? Yeah. Bioluminescent. Be pretty awesome. Yeah, these guys are crazy. It's just so weird. Totally a real image, guys. So tired of the AI slop. Alright, let's add in a new crab, I think. Types of crabs. Because I think we could do another one. We already added a ghost crab, specifically the red variant. And I want to do a crab that primarily lives in the water, because there's crabs that are like ground crabs, and then there's water crabs, right? So for example, the coconut crab is a land dweller. They do not live in the water. So crabs that live in the water. Blue crab, I've heard about those ones before. Spider crab, the lady crab. What is that one? Apparently they can swim. Interesting, they're very tiny. And then we've also got the blue crab. One of these guys. Now are these saltwater? Yeah. So we could maybe add one of these guys. Oh, the rare blue crawfish would be cool too. Oh yeah, that'd be neat to do eventually. First time I ever saw an anglerfish was when I was a kid in Finding Nemo. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was probably the first time I knew about them too. I need to rewatch that movie. I also like don't remember anything about number 2. So this is what they look like. They are blue. It's very weird seeing blue fish because like their blue is such a rare color, you know? There's not very many things that are naturally blue. Most of the things that are blue are only blue because we've bred them to be blue, right? Like a betta fish. I don't think they're naturally blue, but I don't know. Except blueberries. Blueberries are weird though. They're like, I mean on the outside they're blue, but then like when you mash them they look like purple, but also the inside of a blueberry doesn't. It's weird. So Vanderman, thank you for the follow. Right, exterior is blue, but if you look at like blueberry mashed, that's purple. So it's so weird. And then blueberry interior is not either color, right? It's like green in there. So blueberries are an enigma. They're fascinating. I don't know how it works. I guess it's because if you combine those two colors together, you probably form purple maybe. Blue and green? It doesn't really make any sense. I don't get it, guys. It's just weird. Blueberries are strange. They're pretty yummy, though. Yeah, it's weird, man. I don't know. Blueberries are strange. Well, I think we could add in a blue crab. It'd be a fun little guy to add. Where do they live? Because I'd like to add more crabs in the coral reef, I imagine. But they live in deep water ocean floors, so...
Another weird thing I noticed, I'm arachnophobic, but I'm okay with crabs and lobsters when I see them on screen. Had a panic attack when I decided to order a whole lobster one time in a restaurant.
Very interesting. Yeah, I don't know why that would be. I have noticed, like, crabs are not scary to me. Like, I mean, I'm not, like, that scared of spiders or anything, but spiders can kind of give me... Some spiders do look scary. And I think the reason why... I talked about this a couple streams ago, but, like, crabs are very slow. You know? And I think that, like, predictability of a crab is why I don't really... They don't seem to be that scary. Because they just slowly walk around and do stuff. But a spider is like scary because they like explode in movement. Spiders are unpredictable. Crabs are slow and chill. This is a wild crab. This is a blue swimmer crab. Very blue. Where are these from? Indo-Pacific. Estuaries. So they live in brackish water. Interesting. They're buried under mud most of the time, okay. Pretty cool crab. There's so many cool areas underwater. I wish I was amphibious, so I could swim under the water. I mean, I can swim, but I can't hold my breath for very long. Hey, Economic Colonel, welcome in. Hope all's well. Yeah, it's going good. We're just going through and adding some more fish synergies to the game and stuff, so yeah. It's all going good. Yeah, not really much more time until full launch, so I'm just sort of in like the mode of like building up the last couple things that I can think of. Do you think it would be okay living like in Australia? I don't think Australia is my vibe, because, well, it's really hot in Australia. And I don't like it when it's too hot. Also, there are creatures in Australia that are absolutely terrifying. I don't care if like you don't think spiders are scary. Some of the spiders in Australia are scary because they're enormous. But yeah. I don't like spiders. They're more revolting than scary, off-putting. But crabs, man, they're like nightmares, so yeah. Spiders on crack, that's very interesting. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely like the opposite. But I'm not really that scared of spiders. I don't really care that much. Like, if I see a spider, I'm just like, whatever. Now, a spider, like, you know, in the real world is kind of a different scenario. I mean, I'm not, like, scared of them in the real world. It really depends on the size of the spider. If it's just a little tiny house spider, I literally don't care, and I might just leave them. The spiders are actually kind of good because they eat other bugs, so. But if it's like a big spider, luckily I've never encountered a big spider, but I think that would be a very terrifying scenario. If I saw like a black widow in my house, which we do have black widows where I live, or like a, what's like a really, or like a wolf spider, those things are big and scary. Is that what you would call xenophobia? I don't think that's xenophobia is the fear of aliens, isn't it? Right? Oh, just people, never mind. I thought it, well, I guess that is what it means. But it's probably used in a much more negative context. Basically any kind of outsider group. But I think it's probably used in a very negative context. But I thought it was aliens, never mind. It's not the same thing. I mean like alien creatures from outer space, by the way, guys, just to clarify. Is there a word for fear of crabs? Caborophobia? I mean, they are like spiders. The Sydney funnel web spider, or the Goliath. Yeah, the Goliath tarantula. That's scary. Let me look at this. I'm gonna look at it on the side to not scare you guys. Yeah, those things are pretty creepy. I don't think I would like dealing with spiders that big. Cause like, what would you do? I don't know what you would do. They're like too big. Like, what if you go to capture them and you miss? Then what do you do? And they crawl away somewhere and you don't know where they are anymore. That's kind of terrifying. So, I don't think I'd like that. Yeah, you have to burn down the house. I don't know what you'd do. Then oh my god, there's like the bird eater spider and stuff. They call it like the Goliath bird eater because it's literally so big that it's like, it looks like it could eat a bird. I don't think they actually eat birds, but it's the largest spider by mass. The huntsman spider is the biggest by like span, by leg span. I'm not showing you guys images of it because I don't want to scare everyone. but they're pretty big guys. I do feel like it'd be pretty chill to have one as like a pet, right? But to see one in the wild, that would be bad. I don't think I would like that at all. So yeah. Yeah, I don't think that term means what we think it means, guys, so don't say that. Don't use that term. It's bad. Yeah, scared of spiders, crabs, and lobsters. Then you have coborophobia, arachnophobia, and is there a fear of lobsters? Is there a different term, or is it still coborophobia? Ostraconophobia, the fear of shellfish. Yeah, do you fear stuff like, what are other shellfish, right? Like, are clams and stuff scary? What about, like, shrimp? Or is it just crabs and lobsters? These guys look kind of like aliens. Oh yeah, the mantis shrimp. That's one that would be cool to add to the game. These guys are wild. They have a lot of colors and stuff. Do people eat mantis shrimp? That would be weird. But they probably live in coral reefs, right? Let's see where they live. Yeah. Shallow, tropical, subtropical. Okay. I guess there's a lot of different variants of mantis shrimp. This is the zebra mantis shrimp. They're pretty interesting guys. Shrimp and clams are chill. Interesting, yeah. Yeah, I think I got it from Stellaris. Yeah, right? That's what I think of when I see that word. That's usually what I hear it in the context, too. But apparently it's, yeah. The tank has become dirty. No. All my tanks are getting dirty. Alright. Well, we got Spiky Squad. I still want to do another synergy that has, like, you know. What's the word? Like regular fish instead of the crawlies. Yeah, anything that has more than 4 legs, that's fair. Centipedes. I don't like centipedes. I think my fear of a creature correlates with my familiarity or like how common that creature is, right? Like I see little house spiders all day, so like it doesn't matter and I don't care, and like I understand them. But like centipedes, they are here in Colorado, but they're very rare. So if I ever saw a centipede, I would be kind of scared. Also, centipedes are poisonous, so they do like pose a real threat. Like house spiders are not poisonous and they can't even like physically bite you, so I don't feel any fear with a house spider. Yeah, I think that's the other aspect that matters too. Like, could that creature actually hurt me? Because I'm not very scared of like crabs and stuff. I know they're not gonna hurt me, so I don't care. I've never actually like seen a wild crab before because I don't live next to the ocean. So yeah, specific fear of animals more than 4 legs. So arachnophobia also applies to centipedes and stuff. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was just fear of spiders. Centipedes and millipedes are not spiders. Yeah, or entomophobia, general fear of bugs. Yeah. I don't know, I don't really fear that many creatures. Like, fear of dolphins is not like a real, like, I don't stay awake at night fearing dolphins. But it's just like, I could see how they could be scary. It's just the same thing, like any intelligent creature like that is a predator. Same with like chimpanzees or gorillas. Like, I've been around gorillas and stuff in the zoo. I'm not scared. But just like if you were like in the wild and you found a wild gorilla, that would be scary because they're so intelligent and powerful. They could kill you if they wanted to. I feel like it's the same thing with dolphins probably. Yo. Whoa. Thank you so much, Two Socks, for all the gifted subs. Let's go. Thank you so much for that. That's awesome. God. You guys are too kind. Oh man. We instantly got a hype train going. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. It only did 1 confetti blast, so we gotta do more. Let's do 4 more. 2, 3, 4. There you go. I didn't restart the particles properly, but thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. That's crazy. Awesome. Round of applause. Yeah, now we got the hype train. We'll get an epic little emote. Very cool. Yeah, thanks so much. It's very epic. Man, what are we at? It's insane. I don't think we've ever had this many subs before, so that's crazy. Yeah, thank you very much. Oh yeah, we're just adding another crab. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Too crazy, too many. Thank you, thank you. Wanna get the Starground hat? Yeah. Oh my god. I gotta do 4 more confettis. There you go. Jeez. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. It's insane. My god. We even at them with sub count. It's not even updated. Insane. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Yeah, this is hype. This is crazy. 10 subs. Oh my god. I always feel bad when people gift subs because it costs so much money. Thanks so much. I can close that now. Thought I had a tab open with the crabs. I guess it's this one. So this one's in New Jersey. Okay. Very interesting. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, 4-star pay-per-view and 2 socks. Crazy. Wild. Do you get, you said you want to get the Starground hat. Do you get more, like, does gifting a sub give you channel points? Is that how that works? I don't even know. Ooh. Yeah, let's add this guy, the blue crab. Oh, higher point multiplier. Okay, okay. Very interesting. Yeah, I think it gives some sort of bits. Okay, okay. Pretty crazy. How big is a blue crab? Most crabs are not that big. The super legends, 7 and up. All right, 7, 8, 9 inches, somewhere around there. I didn't even realize you're live. I got a notification from Twitch that I got a gift sub. Oh yeah. Crazy. By the way, there's a mod to get through the first mission of Skyrim for people with arachnophobia. Ah, okay. Interesting. The higher mult was being subbed. That's what I thought too, unless like there's an additional multiplier for gifting subs. I wouldn't be surprised if there was. It would make sense. Let's look it up. Which channel points? Figure out the mechanism for how to get them. Only getting 500 points for gifting, that's it? It's like nothing. What? Okay, that's like just nothing. Oh, that's for creators. For viewers, here we go. How to earn. So you earn through actions. So you click to claim notifications. Here we go. Watching, 10 points. Active watching, 50 points. Participating in a raid. Following. Watch streaks. First cheer. First subscription gift. Okay. First subscription on the channel per 30 days. Well, that's stupid. You'd think it'd be more than that. So it's only for the first one? Oh my goodness. Hey. Let's go. Thank you so much. That's crazy, guys. Let's go. Well, there you go. Now you'll get a multiplier. Yeah, the sub tier changes your multiplier. You're like a watching multiplier. It's the gifting season. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, man. Yeah, thank you guys so much for all the gifted subs. It's crazy. I really appreciate it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. So many, guys. Don't spend all your money. Seriously. Holy crap. I think that puts us over 40 now. Yeah. Oh, my God. It's insane. Thank you so much. Jeez. Yeah, Two Socks, thank you so much for all the gifted subs and Yelp review. It's insane. So many. Oh my god. Yeah, this is our new hype train record. We've never gotten this high before. Which is wild. God. It's like 15. How many? So many. 5 there. 1 there. Jeez. 5, 10, 15, 16 subs. Jeez. There's a scam train happening? What do you mean? Oh, the hype train is the scam train? Oh, I feel bad for you guys spending so much money. I do really appreciate it, though. I don't know how Twitch calculates their, like, profit sharing on subs. I think I get, like, 50% or something. But that's so many. 43 times 250. Oh, man, that's crazy. Thank you guys so much. It's wild. I feel bad. I feel like I need to, like, celebrate it more. I don't know how. Buying Larry to ask more friends about our release. Thank you, Two Socks. I really appreciate it. It's insane. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I hope Lurden does well. We'll see what happens. Oh my god. Thank you, thank you. Chill, guys, chill. Don't waste all your money. Thank you so much, though. I appreciate it. Is that the right one? Condiment Kernel? Yeah. Pretty sure. Unless there's another. Yeah, we're good. We're gaming. Thank you so much. It's insane. Don't waste all your money, guys. Seriously, it's a lot of money. Believe me, I know money is hard to get. Yeah, screw it. Let's add in this guy. He's very flat. So we'll have to figure that out. Yeah, thank you guys so much for all the gifted subs. It's crazy. So many. You know, actually, is there a rare kind of crab? Rare crab. What is this guy? That's just a king crab. Yo, and bits. Thank you so much for the bits, Condiment Colonel. I really appreciate it. Get the confetti going. Thank you so much. Came back just in time. Yeah, we have an insane sub stuff going on right now. It's wild. Is this real? Coconut crabs don't live in the water, so we're not gonna add him. What is this guy? Yeah, the fairy crab, ghost crab, earth crab. There's so many crabs. What is this? The candy crab. This is an insane creature. We might have to add this guy in as a legendary creature, guys. He's a little fuzzball. That's wild. Yeah, the trade just ended. Insane. So many subs. Thank you guys so much. Late save emote. Let's go. Yeah, thank you guys so much for all the subs. It's so many. Oh my god. You guys are too kind. I think that actually unlocks us more emotes. Yeah, we got another slot now, which is just so insane. Oh my god. Let's go. Yeah, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Crab rave, yeah. Apparently it's widespread. It's found in the benthic. Man, these things are insane though. What is it next to? Like, what is that stuff? Don't even know. Is it like a coral reef or like... These things are insane. Okay, yeah, we gotta add this guy in. It's too insane. Is this a real photo? This one doesn't feel real. But this one probably. Okay, so yeah, they live in coral reefs. So we can add them to the coral reef, that's fine. I think it'll be the first legendary crab pot fish. He's extremely small. So it lives on this coral. Okay, that makes sense. Whoa. There's a lot of species of this coral. Oh my goodness. Soft corals. I think soft corals actually live really deep, don't they? Where do they live? How deep are soft corals? Yeah, so they live in shallow water, but then also deep sea soft corals. And deep, icy, dark water. Very cool. And it says they live in tropical, typically about 90 meters deep, so it would be in like a not deep sea. Give me that. Actually pretty neat email, yeah. Let's go. So yeah, we'll add them into the tropical coral reef zone. I'm trying to understand, like, it's so... the sprite is going to be insane on this, because it's just spikes. I can't even, like, understand what's happening. Like, where are his eyes? I think that's an eye. But I can't tell. Yeah, it's got, like, 2 red eyes up there. I don't know if these images are real, but this appears to be in line with what's on Wikipedia. Yeah, we gotta add this guy. It's just so insane. He's like pink. He does look like cotton candy or something. Insane. Always give me boring ones like twice. Yeah. Oh yeah, a lot of these are pretty just boring. Yeah, give me that's pretty good. So hey, Oscar, welcome in. What are we doing today? Just working on a whole bunch of little things. We're adding in a lot more fish synergies. So that's going good. And then I want to add in a new crab right now. It's called the candy crab. It looks really crazy. It's very small. So it's going to be hard to draw this. But it's just like covered in little spikes and stuff. Can't even tell if it has like arms. I don't even know. It's so small. But this is what they look like. It's just like insane. So they're probably going to be a legendary fish. They have some like kind of yellowy white strands too, right? Like especially like around the face area. And their claws are like more of like a... So hard to draw. Like a deep red. And their like underbelly here is kind of yellowy. It's a very dense little messy organism. And a lot of these spots are more like yellow. I feel like that's like as much detail as I'll be able to add in here, because they're only 1 inch long. So they're super small. It's like a tiny little spiky thing. The pink dolphin goes into the jungle? Yes, it does, yeah. Yeah, I got the Amazon pink dolphin. Yeah. If you need inspiration, just like the recently discovered oceanic species, what is it? What's the new one? Do you know what the name of it is? Let's see. Also, is Dynagear pixel art? Let me go look at that. Dynagear game. Yeah, I would say this is pixel art. I mean, the thing is like with really old games, like old games were pixel art, and it's not because it was an intentional design decision, but just like just a sheer limitation of the art. So like while this is pixel art, clearly they're aiming for like a high resolution. Like I feel like if they had the ability to, they probably wouldn't have made this game pixel art. You know what I mean? So like it is pixel art by definition, but I don't think like that's the energy I'm getting here. I'm not getting like an intentional retro vibe. It's like, you know, just the hardware limitation of the time. Because a lot of these sprites are super high resolution and stuff. So. But I guess you would say so, yeah. Fish too difficult to draw. You can ask AI to do it. I don't think that would end up looking very good. So I would probably want to avoid doing that. Or you can ask a professional. I mean, I mean, technically I am a professional. I do it to make money, so. It just takes time. I just got to keep working away at it. I mean, like, really, if you look at the crab in real life, it's a mess. Like, you can't even tell, like, what's happening here anyway. So I don't think I'm necessarily...
Do people of these ancient ages did pixel art the same way we do it now, or did they have their own ways?
It's a good question. I'm sure they had, like, tools to do it. We can research that in a minute, because I haven't really researched that very much, to be honest. Yeah, they're just balls of spike. So I think this is good enough. It basically looks the same. But yeah, I mean, I think they... definitely a lot of pixel art back then was hand-drawn. You know, they would have to go through and place each individual pixel. So, I'm sure there was a lot of artistry that went into it. Though I imagine some of the art back then was probably done like with... I know a lot of games would just take pictures of like real-world things and just convert them into low-resolution sprites. So not like every single game was like pixel art, you know? It probably just really depends. But yeah, we can look it up. How did they make pixel art in the 80s? There's probably a lot of videos that go over it better than I could. Oh boy. Yeah, you know, one thing too is they probably didn't really have like a program like Krita. It's not like they could just like open up Windows DOS and save. Like, I mean, at a certain point that was a thing, but probably in the really early days, they'd actually have to, of course we have ads, but everyone's subbed now, so it's fine. But yeah, they probably had to do a lot of like manual entering in the bits, right? Like where they have like an array of values and they have to go through and type in the specific like values in there, right? So I'm sure it was not the same process as it is now. It was probably much harder to do, right? Because they'd have to store this stuff as just like a raw piece of data like this, right? So they'd have to go through and like manually enter in like the binary values for each color. And you really didn't have very many colors back then too, so it would have to be like there's probably just an index, like a table of like a couple colors like this, and so you weren't necessarily putting in the actual like color hex codes. You're just putting in a number that represents that color, you know, for the renderer. So it's a whole thing. I mean, that's why art back then was so limited, especially in like the really early like arcade games and stuff. Because it was just probably such a pain to do anything that looks really good. So, but yeah. But I'm sure things got a lot easier in the 90s and stuff, you know? I'm sure they had better systems and tools to do it at that point. Like games like this, you know, this is what, Street Fighter? I bet they had like a whole program to draw these things, because this would take... There's no way anybody could go through and manually enter in all these pixel values, you know? It would take you years. So I'm sure they had a system to do it better at that point. But yeah, it's interesting though, how that stuff has kind of evolved. So much easier to do it now, because you can basically just do it like normal art, you know? I wonder if I should make his eyes like white. Maybe. But his eyes are red, so I'll just keep them as red. It's fine. So this is called the candy crab. All right. And then let's go add them in. Let's go down to crabs. Red ghost crab. An items table. So, yeah, that guy is a potfish. We're good there. Let's copy him. and add him as legendary. The Candy Crab. Okay. Candy Crab. Description on this guy. I'll have to figure that out. Alright, ads are over. Sorry about that. Let's see, in Starground, if I want to save using the save component, what node needs to be in the group save? I think that needs to be the parent node. I would just look at some of the other scenes. I think I automatically set that group inside of the save component when it's added to the parent node or whatever. So I can't remember when I did that or if I did that. I know I was thinking about doing that at some point though. Let me go take a look in the code and I'll give you a real answer. If I could find my repository. I have to go to like stars to get my own repository. This is stupid. Yeah, sorry about all the ads. Let's see. Well, Ben, what do you mean he is AI? Yeah. I am AI, guys. I'm totally an AI. I'd say one of the coolest new species could be the good luck flatworm. Oh, yeah. Look at this guy. Good luck flatworm. Whoa. That's a pretty crazy guy. Very interesting. So is there like a new like mission down to the deep sea that discovered a bunch of new creatures or something like that? Only known from a single critically endangered species. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, this guy, isopod. Nodule coral. Atlantic manta ray. Sidon squid. The Elven Abyss tunicate. Very cool. Yeah. Yeah, 10 remarkable new marine species. Is this guy a new species? The Atlantic manta ray? Okay. They just didn't know if it was like a distinct species, I guess. Very cool. Man, look at this guy. He's a big guy. Yeah, I'll have to keep this on the side for reference for sure. It's pretty epic. Did you spend hours trying to catch Phoebus in Pokemon Emerald? Pokemon Emerald. I never played Pokemon Emerald. I was a baby at this point. I was 1 year old, so I'm not sure. I've never really been like a huge Pokemon person. I did play that one for the DS. What is that one called? And it was fun, but... Or I guess it was the 3DS or something. What was it called? X and Y was the one that I played. And it was good. But yeah, I don't know. I've just never been, like, huge into Pokemon stuff. So... But... Yeah, I mean, this one was fun. I enjoyed it. Wanted to whippersnapper, I know. I'm only 23. Which feels ancient, but apparently it's not. Oh yeah, let's go look at our in here scripts. And then we need to check the save component right here. Okay, so on ready, let's see what it does. Yeah, get parent. So it doesn't set the save group here. So it must be already previously set. So let's go into something that I know is being saved. For example, the any building really, like the computer or the crafter, sure. And then it'll probably show in here if it has the save group. Yep. So you want to put the save group on the parent node, not the save component itself, but the actual object that's being saved. So I would do that then. Yeah, what is this Pokemon? Phoebus. Oh yeah, this guy. I've seen him around. It's like the fish guy. Oh, then do they evolve into this one? That makes sense. Yeah, pretty epic. Ah, Cobblemon. I'd actually be so down to play Cobblemon. There was apparently one Cobblemon server. What is this? Whoa. You can catch all the Pokemon? Crazy. Maybe one of these days I'll play Cobblemon again. Yeah, they just send probes down there to see new things? Oh, yeah. Big Gabe Newell, yeah. No funding. Yeah, he does a bunch of, like, ocean research, which is really cool. He's got, like, his research vessels and stuff that he's bought doing things. It's really neat, actually. I think, like, of all the people I've seen that have become, like, billionaires from success, it's like, I'm glad that Gabe... Like, he obviously uses his money for, like, cool things, you know? It's not like he just spends his wealth on just making more money. He's like, okay, I'm gonna buy a research vessel and discover new things, or I'm gonna buy a mega yacht and vibe. It's like, I actually feel fine. Like, I don't feel any, like, anger. Because it's just chill stuff. It's like fine. I don't know. Oh, you played a lot of Pokemon this week. There's a massive event. Oh yeah. Oh, or Pokemon Go this week. Yeah. Interesting. I played Pokemon Go a little bit when it first came out, but then I just kind of stopped playing. There's a fish Pokemon called Phoebus that has a less than 5% encounter rate. And you have to fish to catch it. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Maybe one day I'll go through and play Pokemon games again. I don't know. Just, I don't know. They're fine. I mean, like, I've played some before, like I said, but it's never, for me, like, a thing that was, like, super, like, pulled me in a bunch, I guess. I don't know. I was usually more preoccupied with stuff like Minecraft, right? Because Minecraft is a really fun... Not that Pokemon isn't. But I'm definitely more like into the sandbox survival genre kind of stuff. Like, I've really loved playing a lot of Kerbal Space Program as a kid and stuff. This is a really fun game. Just being able to engineer things and create things, that's always been kind of like my favorite kind of game. Basically my entire life. So... yeah. And Minecraft lets you do the same thing, like with Redstone is really fun. I honestly wasn't super into Redstone stuff as a kid, but I think now that I'm older, I understand how to do it better, and it's actually, like, cool again. He's maxed out his research tree and his researcher in level 100. Ooh, Amy. Yeah, same about that money. I would do the same, to be honest. Yeah. Oh, but I would build a spaceship so I could become a space pirate. That'd be awesome. Yeah. I really do think that's the best way that rich people can apply their money and their earnings, is like just actually do cool things with it, you know? I feel like I wouldn't really care if there were rich people in the world if I knew that, like, the money was being used on things. Oh, it's a reference to learn it. Okay. Yeah, I'm pure research guy. But... Or are you just saying... Or did I have that open? Let's go check. I don't think I have researchers at level 100. Yeah, Candy Crab's in the game. I don't know how to describe the Candy Crab. He's very small. Just a mess. It's like noise. There's like Candy Island, you know? Epic reference to Adventures of Flapjack. Though I guess it's Candied Island is what it is. I didn't know it was Candied Island. Alright. Yeah. Where's my stuff at right now? Oh, my researcher's actually at 0. Funny because I can just cheat. Set upgrade, ally to upgrade. Researchers, researcher 1000. Then it's gonna probably lag when I load in now. Yeah. We got a couple researchers over here, guys. Oh, God. It's insane. Like to put one of the reports I made in your game in my portfolio. Yeah, that'd be totally fine. You're welcome to do whatever. I mean, you're even in the credits now, so like, yeah, do whatever you want on the portfolio. I received a notification. Oh yeah, I do have to end stream a little bit earlier today, guys. Because I've got some stuff planned out. Let's test the candy crab really quick. I'm gonna be doing some grilling. I just want to be sure. Oh yeah, no, like anyone's always welcome to do stuff like that. Like if you've helped with the game or whatever, like I say take advantage of the opportunity to have like a portfolio entry or something, right? Let's see, upgrade dot. Like if you've play tested and identified bugs, like even if it's not technically like signed in a contract or something, but if you like want to be a QA tester, like put it on your resume. And same with like anybody that's translated the game, because like I appreciate it and there's zero downside to me, so you might as well do it because it's just good. Like you can, and it's like valid, you know, somebody could go find Lured In and look at the credits and see your name there. And then you're like, yep, there they are in the credits, so they're not lying. So you might as well. Because it is real translation experience. I mean, it's a real commercial product, so it just makes sense. Yeah, I encourage anybody to do that if you want. I mean, you don't have to. But... so let's go check out the candy crab. Let's see, Gibble 10. Calling Gibble is getting slower because there's just more and more fish in the game now. He's so tiny, he's just a ball. So minuscule. It's really hard to make him look good at this resolution. It's just, he's just so tiny. And also, this is just a hard sprite in general. I mean, like, I wouldn't have as much trouble with him if he wasn't a ball of spikes. But he's just, like, so crazy. I can't even... It's hard to even, like, register what's happening with his body. So... But I think it's good enough. I think the ghost crab turned out good, even though he is a really small sprite. Alright, well, we got a new legendary fish in the game, so... Oh my god, phone. Yeah, for sure, I've got 200 reports, and I'd say a pretty solid portfolio. Just want to add your game. This has been one of the best experiences while testing. Let's go. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate all your help with the testing, because it's been... very nice. Like, even though I probably won't be able to get every single bug fix and stuff before launch, but just having that list of all that stuff on hand will be really helpful for after. I can dive through all of those and, you know, or if I like run into a bug, odds are it's probably in one of those reports. So yeah, I do really appreciate it. The outline on this guy. Yeah, I have been thinking about, I actually have been looking into some shadow technology. And I think it's possible to put shadows underneath fish. Because we were just doing it in our achievements thing, where basically I have a layer above the shadow layer that blurs it. And then we You know, so like I think we can figure out a way to take this sprite and just blur it as a shadow. It would really help with like menus like this where sometimes their outlines can blend into the background colors. Same with inside of the Fishpedia on the buttons and stuff, though those are a little harder because they are like button icons, so I'd have to figure out how that would work. But I want to see if we can do that. Oh, the outline on the candy crab is weird. And here. I mean, I just got a couple other different colors for like the bright zones. I mean, I can change it so it's more consistent. So like over here we have like a brighter, oops. Like let's do that there, and same with there, right? Then here we have like the bright pink. We'll do a brighter pink color like that, right? Same with like the highlight there. And I guess same with here. That should be a little bit more like consistent. Okay. Oh, inside of the tank. Down in here. Oh, yeah, you're right. I just forgot to add a transparent pixel border around it. That's what you mean. That makes more sense. Thank you for spotting that, yeah. I have to be careful about that. This guy's good. I think all the other ones I did are good. Ghost Crab is good, yeah. Now that should be normal. There we go. Normal outline. We're good. Yeah, I gotta be careful about doing that. I wish I didn't have to do that, but I don't think there's an easy way to do an outline shader if you don't have that transparent pixel as the border, so I've looked into ways, but I haven't been able to find one yet, so. But anyways, that leaves us at a pretty good spot for synergies now. We've got a whole bunch of new ones in here. I'll probably go through and still add in just a few more to top things off there, but I think we're at a good spot with synergies then. Other things that we could build up feature-wise, we've got stuff like the lures in here and stuff. So that's something that we could work on. Maybe adding a couple new lures. But yeah, I could see doing that. I just don't know what exactly the lures would be quite yet. I do want to do one that gives you a small chance to catch a potfish actually using a lure, because I think that would be kind of a fun mechanic. So let's go in here. I think I have a list for lures. Maybe. Lures we will not do. Lure ideas. Oh, we already have it here. Small chance to catch a potfish. So we could probably add that in. Haven't done baits yet. I don't know if I'm going to do the bait system before 1.0. It would be nice, just, you know, for catching fish and filling out your Fishpedia, but it's just a whole system that I have to add in, and I only have a couple days, so I think right now I'm a little bit more focused on like fixing bugs and polish and kind of building up what we already have instead of trying to introduce a whole new mechanic right before launch. So, because there's still a lot of things I have to do. I have to work on like updating the store page and make a new trailer, and so even though I have a couple more days left, it's not as many as it seems. I'll probably need to start wrapping things up like tomorrow. But yeah, definitely though after 1.0, that's going to be like one of the big next things is the bait system. So I might go ahead and add like a little, I don't know, just get rid of that tab for now. It'll be weird that this is a menu with just one tab, but it'll make more sense later. Yeah, I'm glad to be able to help, and already me to get QA when you're indie, so happy to help. Yeah, hope that my future is going to be as bright as a QA tester. Want to put my skill and gift out there, plus it's a lot of fun, the right environment. Yeah, I definitely think there will always be a place for QA testing like that, you know? I don't think it's very easily automatable by AI or anything. So, I mean, you can run like automated tests, but really when you get down to it, like game development or games in general, like testing for games is one of those things where humans, the things that they can come up with or do is just so chaotic and random. I think I don't really think there's ever going to be a replacement to play testing, you know? So, yeah, I think it's like if you can create nice, like, well put together reports and stuff, and especially like including videos and photos, that helps so much. I think, you know, it's always going to be something that's in demand. It's not always easy for indie developers to pay for playtesting, you know. I can't afford to pay people a full wage or salary to test things. It's just not practical. That's why I do really appreciate you coming and doing it for free, because I wouldn't have been able to pay you to do it, because I don't have any money. But, yeah. There's a lot of studios out there, though, that do have money and will pay people for that kind of stuff, so... yeah. It's a cool thing to be able to do. Yeah, it is extremely helpful, you know. There's the thing about like bugs and issues is that if one person is able to find a bug, then odds are that is a bug that hundreds more people will run into, right? It's very rare that a bug is this like super random isolated event. Like it's like just statistically speaking, you know, if you have thousands of people playing your game, it's just a matter of time until people start having issues. And it's good to identify those, because a bug could mean the difference between very positive rating or mixed rating on Steam, and that could be an enormous, you know, difference in revenue. So there is a financial incentive to have people QA stuff, right? But yeah. But yeah, unfortunately I do have to end stream here. Like the one tutorial broke bad game. Yeah, I still don't know what is broken with the tutorial. I mean, have you ever... I don't think you reported on any issues with the tutorial. I just can't... I can't even... like, fathom what's going wrong. I don't know. So, sometimes it's like that with bugs. And those are the worst ones ever to fix, unfortunately. But yeah. Yeah, tutorial broken just means I have never actually played the game, yeah. I think that's usually what it boils down to. I mean, they had like 6 minutes of playtime. It's like, is that even enough playtime to get to the tutorial? I don't know. So we have an insane number of people watching this stream now. In the you know, Steam stream. 'Cause yeah, I don't know. That's not very much time to do anything. I do appreciate reviews like this. Like, even though it's a negative review, it's a very good review, you know? I mean, they go through and they identify their issues. I have something actionable that I can improve, right? So it's great. So I think it's very helpful. I think people get this misconception with that short I put up that I'm like being a baby and don't like negative reviews, but that's just not. I am like a very strong proponent of having reviews be completely open and unbiased. Like, no platform should ever curate their reviews, because it defeats the whole purpose of a review system, right? But it's more just like me just like ranting where I'm just like, man, I wish I could fix this problem, but I just don't know how. And it's more of just like explaining to people that, you know, it's just it's better for everybody if you leave some info. Obviously, nobody has to. It's like putting away your shopping cart after you're done with it, you know? It's not illegal to leave it out in the middle of the street, but it's just ridiculous that anyone would do that. Like, people need to park, and then they're going to have to get out and move it. So it's just the right thing to do. That's how I feel about it. Quick question, will there be a release sale on Lurden? Yeah, we're probably going to do... Since we're going for $7.99 for launch price, it's probably going to be a 20% launch sale now, which I think is good. So it should be pretty cheap for everybody to get. I'll be minus 10. Yeah, it's going to be 20% more expensive on launch, guys. Oh, man. Yeah, bad reviews with the reason can change when the game improves. Yeah, right. Exactly. That's the thing. Like, I can go through, if somebody has issues, I can be like, hi, here's how I've addressed your issues. feel free to update your review, right? There's like, I can actually fix something and do something about it. But when just somebody comes in and says like game bad, fix, then I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So that's like why this is a very good review. Because they go through and they're like, I think the economy suffers from reward scaling and imbalance, right? And like, that's fair. I mean, I don't know if it's something super easy for me to fix. I don't think it's necessarily a problem seeing fish become much more valuable. But also I've addressed this a lot with the synergies, you know, they're like saying, well, why would you do diversity in your aquarium? Now there's a fantastic reason to do that because of the synergies. So there's really no more like meta way to play because the synergies are all different. So I think that really helps. I did make the chef significantly easier to use now, like make his deals. So that's a big help for that. So yeah, I just think I'm actually able to read this and fix things, right? That's what's so nice about a review like this. But anyways. You can do that on itch, make the game cost more. That's kind of crazy. The evil sale, the evil launch discount. Man. Also comes down to what you like and what games you played before this one. Yeah, for reviews and stuff. I'm hoping that with the full launch, it will probably end up with fewer negative reviews. Because there's this thing that I can't verify it, but I assume that if somebody gets something for free, they're not going to care so much about like leaving a good review because they don't care about the game improving. But like if there's that aspect of it involved, you pay money to get access to it. Now there's like an incentive to want to see the game improve. And the other aspect of it too is like, you're going to eliminate a lot of people that would have otherwise just left a negative review. Because if like, let's say you have a free demo out, some random guy might open up the demo that hates fishing games and then leave a negative review. But you're not going to buy a game if you know that you hate fishing games. So I think that's going to probably kind of help lean our reviews toward being more positive just for that fact alone. I don't know if that's true. Again, that's just a theory, a Steam theory, but I don't know. I think the mindset standards sometimes that are, yeah, just like that game and not this other game, so it should be different in some way. Yeah, I totally feel that. Yeah. I mean, yeah, any way that a review can be helpful is great. So, all right, we got a whole bunch of people on right now. Epic Photon is working on a Lake Hopper, which I always think is really cool watching. Lake Hopper seems like a really neat game. So it's like a 3D like game where you fly a plane and have to like build it and assemble it and stuff, which is really nice. I really like games like that. It's one of the reasons I like The Long Drive and stuff, even though The Long Drive is abandoned. But yeah, let's go raid Epic Photon. I don't play demos of games I think I will not enjoy. Yeah, I mean, I don't either, but I imagine there's like less of a filter there if it's free, you know? Because I would never spend 20 bucks, or obviously Lurden's not 20 bucks, but I would never spend $8 on a game that I immediately know I'm not going to like, right? So that's the thing. But anyways, we're going to go raid Epic Photon. Yeah, thank you everybody for coming in today and for the subs. It's insane. And all the bits and everything. It's so many. That was like 18 subs or something. It's just ridiculous. So thank you guys so much for that. It's wild. That's so many. But yeah, Lurden comes out on the 17th, so feel free to wishlist it. Join the Discord. I'll let you guys know when this update is out. I think I'm gonna try and get it out tomorrow, because that's like a good spot. It's the 13th. It leaves us a couple days to kind of do some more bug fixing without adding any new content. Then you guys can make sure the achievements are working and everything. So yeah, I think we'd be at a good spot there. Yeah, we're gonna go raid Epic Photon, working on Lake Hopper. So thank you everybody again for all the subs and everything and the bits. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll be live again Wednesday, 3:30 MDT. See you guys. Bye-bye.
the other one.